Hello, welcome to ChaoticCalling Streaming, where we play Dungeons and Dragons together on Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, and Sundays. We do have schedules for those somewhere. And I'm about to take some players through the wonderful world of Tynak Kingdom at the moment, as we are finishing up a task, it would seem. Joining me, we have Christopher.
I do believe now that Jack has surpassed the death count of this party.
Kronk.
Good evening.
Arthur.
Why did he get stabbed again?
Jack.
I hate that I owe Sheila twice now.
It's okay, Jack. I got paid in artwork. And then we have Vol.
Damn it, Jack. Every time.
So, after making your way to the pirate city of Farson that has pretty much had their presence at the Tazarath, you've, cleaned out their factory, I guess? And also cleaned up a problem that Jack has been having for a while as Kinnan and you kind of square off at the end of all that. Shella had made a break for it, started the fires before you guys even did so. We had Dorian go out, cast a couple of fireballs with the magic wand until it stopped working. And it was just a lot of chaos for the Tazarath to deal with. Meanwhile, Christopher, Vol, I think it was just you two, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, you guys went exploring the club, looking for the professor or anyone else of nature, finding a couple of reavers, boxing them in. One of them manages to dissipate and reappear outside of the box you created, but you are already in a safe location from where they could reach you. Making your way upstairs, finding out where all the security is, and also finding a vault. Also some leftover paperwork of a thrown apart office. With information on this vault and being able to get into it and access its valuables later on. Hopefully, you guys try to reconvene with the rest of the party, and I think we're trying to deal with the Reaver situation. So, is there anything important I might have missed? Alright, let's go on this map for a minute. Go ahead.
I think really. Wait, did you meant the fact that we just briefly popped into the vault and just like, oh, have to deal with this later?
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, you gotta deal with that later. And I gotta deal with this artwork real quick here. Whoop. Shella's new token, guys. What do you think? So, yeah, and Shella got thanked that she was still alive from Arthur and has passively agreed not to kill him tonight. So with that, you guys are, what, at the outskirts of the factory, I believe?
Yeah, at least unless I'm misunderstanding, like after Vol and I dimension doored next to the entryway, we're all just outside the factory.
Yeah, I'm fine with starting a scene right there. So with Prod and Shella and the rest of you all gathered outside of the factory, what do you guys want to do? You can go ahead and start the conversations and we can get right into it.
I can't remember if we actually addressed this at the end of last session. So Christopher's just like, oh everyone, it looks like Jack. What on earth happened to you?
Hold on, I need to drink these potions real quick. And he's gonna down all three of his potions. Let's see, they're 2d4 plus 2, so let's do that.
You look like you just died.
Hold on, Jack, I'll help. And we see her do like a couple of steps and she's walking, she's using the way of the wind. So she's burning 2 steps on you, so you're going to get a total of 4d10 from her.
Okay.
23 points of healing. And then whatever you roll for your potion.
Alright.
And as you're kind of like figuring that out, like she continues walking these steps, and we could see like the wind kind of like light up around you and just kind of like encircle your wounds and slowly heal what it can, as both the drink and the energy from the path that she's walking is creating this moment where you're healed.
Yeah, thanks. Hold on. Glug, glug, glug.
There you
Alright,
go,
okay.
Jack. Are you all better now?
Along with those potions, yeah, those are actually pretty strong stuff. Yeah, so here's what happened.
You fell down, didn't you?
Kennen got the best of me, and I mean the pirates did a bit of damage, and I thought I had, played the whole "oh no, survivor, I'll catch up to everyone later," and I didn't know Kennen was still in the building. So there's that.
I think you have died more than the rest of us now.
Yeah, I guess so.
I just need to know for my sake. Were you alone at the time?
Well, when you say alone, do you mean alone
Was any
from
of
the
our
party?
number in the room when it happened?
When you say room, do you mean
Did you have your buddy next to you after we not only just a few days ago emphasized the new buddy system?
Yeah, this ain't working in any campaign, is
I
it?
may have forgotten about the buddy system.
Christopher just pinches the bridge of his nose.
There just ain't no winning here, is there?
Well, the good news is we don't have to worry about Kennen no more, and actually got some stuff off of him. Earther, you need stuff, don't you? And I'm
As
gonna
he's-
give. Oh, go ahead.
As he's slowly sliding away, he just kind of starts to slide back. Yes, I could use some stuff.
All right, here's bracers, magical bracers. Here's a magical cloak. So I'm giving him the braces of archery, the cloak of elven kind. I'm actually gonna give him the burglar pack 2, along with the cool looking collapsible longbow, which is a longbow +2, and the 5 combustible arrows.
Delicious.
I'm
my
also gonna give him a rapier +2 if he wants it.
I'll gladly take those.
Ah, dang, he's got some gifts that keep giving, right?
Did I get out? Oh, did I just get any regular arrows off Kennen or the pirates?
No, Kennen seemed to be loaded for bear.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure some of you have arrows, yeah? I might be wrong.
I have a bunch
They're-
of bolts.
There, if it comes down to it, there might be ways to get them. But yeah, just the explosive arrows is what Kennen like he was definitely out for killing. And I will look up the stats for those arrows if you choose to use them here in just a second.
Yeah, let's see. I think I wrote those down.
Yeah, did I give you the info?
You told me they were 3d6 force damage.
Yeah, force explosive. Yep. Yep.
Alright, Christopher's going to do things. Oh, before I forget, Christopher's going to snap his fingers to put Dorian back with the group.
Yeah, he's wiggling the stick. Yeah, it just ain't. Oh, hey, boss. I was just trying to throw another fireball. It's just not working.
It's out of magic, Dorian. It won't be doing any more. At least it's not for the.
It was good while it lasted.
Also, did you confirm if there were any living left in the club?
Was I supposed to do that? Oh, that's right, boss. I was, wasn't I? Hold on, I'll have to think about it. Let's roll perception on Dorian. Or
I think the
can go-
last count I heard was 8. Was it 8 or 18 dead bodies?
Well, yeah, dead. You didn't want me to count the dead, right?
You got too distracted.
yeah. Like I saw the bodies hit the floor, boss. That's about it. I don't know. Wait, you want it living? Oh, living people. Yeah, boss. I don't think I've seen any.
We'll just look for them later. Hopefully they found a hidden place if it's anyone innocent. Oh, but for now, we should all probably start preparing. I don't know presently where the retrievers are, but they are certainly about.
See, you're at the factory at the moment. Still kind of close to the club though. Go ahead and give me perception checks if you are on the lookout.
That for everyone or just?
Yeah.
Christopher?
If you're looking around, just be and everybody can make it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's about a Jack kind of day, ain't it?
Yeah, listen.
It's not easy coming back from the dead. You know what I mean? Damn, Arthur. You think you can save some of these natural 20s for when it matters? No, it's all right. Use them up now. So yeah, I would say Kronk and definitely Arthur can hear loud banging noises as if something's trying to break through a wall from a nearby location on the other side of the factory. But it's protruding from the club itself. What would you guys like to do?
Hear those banging noises too, yes?
It's probably one of them, or both of them. As Christopher is just going to briefly grip his Rod of the Pact Keeper to get a pact slot back.
Oh boy, I heard that too.
Alright, time to do some breathing. As we'll prepare to do Wave of the Wind, haste, action we talked about.
Fair enough. Let's see here. Yeah, I'll burn these sorcery points whenever. Well, hold on. Let's give her a level 3 back, just so that she has it. So she'll start converting some sorcery points. Is her shards capable of being used when converting? I don't think so. I think you have to actually. Yeah, you have to use meta magic. Never mind. Had a thought there. I was like, whoop, she disappeared, but no, that's not what happens. So yeah, what do you guys want to do? Like, are we racing to the factory to deal with it, or are we letting them come out and deal with them on the outskirts?
I'm going to quickly use a spell slot to create a new turret. A force ballista, tiny on my shoulder.
And Kronk, what are you looking for?
That was a misclick.
Oh, I was about to say, well, wow, you're doing something neat. What are you doing?
Whoop.
No, I was trying to move my window and just clicked.
Ah, okay, that's fair. Geez, I don't even. All right, I don't want to use this map. I'll just kind of like find us a field or something, or a city map. I'll use a city map. That's what I'll do, right? Could use it.
That's a good
It's
job.
been one of those days. Did Christopher actually say what was making the sound?
I don't know, did he? Oh yeah,
I mean,
I think he did.
Thinking about it, I probably should not have said the word retriever, but I would have said mechanical spiders. But yes, I did mention what the creatures were, because we've seen it before.
There we go.
Perhaps we should not let them to the public.
It
Yes,
sounds
I
like
would
it's
concur
already
with
too
Tom.
late.
Just a quick heads up, I got like an all black map. I can see my token,
Okay.
but I can't see anything else.
Are all of you in the same boat?
Try moving your token.
I don't
You
think
might
my
not
token's
Moving
even on that
token
map.
does not move
No.
the map.
I
Uh,
can see fine.
Don't worry, I'm gonna turn off dynamic lighting. Like whenever I update it, like all the random dynamic lighting got re-added. There you go. You should be able to see, right?
Yay. Yep, now I see
Yeah,
it.
yeah. Yeah, welcome back. We're back. All right.
I forgot we had Forgot we had Arthur as Paulina. That's
Oh
That's
yeah.
from when we had Paulina originally, but also, yeah, Arthur is still Paulina.
Oh dear lord. What are these things called again? Retrievers, okay. So, for the sake of, like, this isn't going to be to scale, but we'll go that way. Like, we'll say, like, the factory's in the northern direction, and you guys are over here on the other side of this factory. We'll say this is the factory for sakes. And then you can hear mechanical noises making their way down the street. If you want to go ahead and put yourself in a marching order, that's what I wanted to say. Sorry. Actually, Arthur, you need to pull your token. Oh, there you are. All right. Yeah, Paulina was here from another game, it seems. So yeah, like you hear the noise coming from the east side here. And if you guys want to position yourself in a certain way, I think Shell is going to come over here and tell Prod go find safety. Prod, don't stand here. We're going to be getting into a fight, so you go over that way and wait for me. Okay, Shella. And he'll run off. At which point, why don't we just roll initiative? We're all aware that we're... Unless, maybe we're not all aware. But go ahead and roll initiative. We'll get that out of the way.
Would it be okay if Vol already had the Way of the Wind already activated or nah?
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
Alright, I'll put a red token on for that.
And how long did we say that will last at this level?
4 rounds. Just
4
in case
rounds.
you forget to, I also custom made it so that you'll see it.
No, we can do this here and just maybe lower it down if we remember to take it down. But
No,
either
I'm
way.
just saying I have the spell thing ready, so
All right. Oh, nice. Did we get everybody? Looks like it.
Bella?
Do you want to get? Yeah, and Dorian needs to get on there too, right? Or are we doing it after your turn?
I had to juggle.
I can
to get him in.
I can click it real quick if you want.
I got it.
Like, okay, like I literally got a macro that'll let me roll initiatives real quick. All right, so Shella's on there now. Wow, she got low on this one. All right. All right, my friends, are you ready?
Yee.
Let me pull their character sheet out so I can remember how to play these real quick. Okay. Okay. Oh, I was looking for... Neat. Vol, as you kind of like look up the road, this one scoots up 40 feet and then just kind of like has its arms in the air as if it's getting ready to attack. In other words, it's holding an action in case something gets close enough for it.
oh, it doesn't
cool.
have 5 foot. It doesn't have 10-foot reach.
Oh wait, maybe it does. Yeah, hold on, I forgot. Thank you for reminding me. Here, I'm just going to slap you then. And then I need you to make a dexterity saving throw. 17 and a 30.
Will shield because with the haste thing, now I have an AC of 31 if I use shield.
What? You're disgusting. No,
So, like-
man.
Let me burn that and then.
Damn it. Yeah, and then give me a dex save. As a beam of energy shoots out from one of its eyes and tries to hit you.
The other thing you're gonna hate star is that I also get advantage on that too.
Just do it. You'd still take
Here we
half as
go.
much. I don't care if you succeed. Well, if
Oh,
you
I
have
didn't roll
advantage, why
five.
aren't you rolling?
Oh, it's. I think I switched to that. Hold on. There we go. Let's try that. Okay.
Uses his force or paralyzed beam once if available. Alright, so that will succeed. You take half of what I'm about to roll. Take 15, 16 points of damage. As this force beam just kind of like slaps into you, but you manage to dodge the frontal blow of it all. Maybe it kind of like repels off the shield a bit, but a good piece of it still catches you.
Alright, then temporary hit points are down, and I take that much. Okay, cool.
Huh. Maybe we could talk about this, but... Nah, we'll just leave it. Okay, never mind. But I could see a question there that we can bring up later. Kronk, you're up.
Okay, I'm probably gonna summon in a couple creatures. I'm just double checking as to what I can bring in that's gonna
What?
work.
Kronk is casting spells?
It happens from time to time.
Oh no. Whatever shall I do? Looks like we have Potato Otter wanting to give a viewer award to somebody. He wants to make it random. How many players we got here? We got 5. Let me roll a d5. And then we'll see who gets it. While Kronk figures it out. Christopher, you are the lucky recipient of what is to come. Roll me a d10, please.
So Kronk's gonna move up in front of the casters, and he's gonna summon in I think 4 satyrs.
You're an evil person. Christopher, plus 10 to the next attack roll or ability check. Not saving throw. 4 satyrs, you say? I feel like I have these somewhere already.
Done it once before. It was
Yeah.
like a year ago, but
Yeah, it's been a hot moment.
yeah, I'm a good druid. I don't do it to every fight.
Yeah, doesn't mean you're not doing it to me. At least it's not badgers, right? Where do you want them, Kronk?
Let's make a wall between the casters and the spooters.
Like going upward? Up, down? Like this
Not
way?
yeah.
And these things go at the end of your turn, is that right? Or do they get their own initiative, don't they? I can roll their initiative real quick. Hold on, I can get them.
I can give them commands on my turn, but I don't know when they're. I think they need their own initiative. I'm assuming.
They roll their own initiative.
Guess what? It's easy for me. I got it. And then I'll just get back to your turn. That way we're in the proper order. All right. And what is your command for them?
Attacking the closest retriever.
Okay.
Through bows if they're far away and melee close.
Understood. They pull out their panpipes and start playing. The battle theme of whatever's playing right now. All right.
Oh man, I thought they were rangers, not bards.
No, the satyrs have. Anyway, they have panpipes they can play too. But they do have a short bow and a short sword. No, I was just looking at this thing. What does it even do? Hold on. Oh, they can either charm, frighten, or put to sleep any creature within 60 feet of the pipes if they fail their wisdom save. Interesting. Alright, so Kronk, that's the end of your turn, or you want to move? You want to get close? What do you want to do?
In here to protect the casters.
Just to kind of like give him an extra edge, I'll go ahead and let them flank. 24. Wow, these things swing hard. Does 6 piercing. And then this thing will pop a couple forelegs at it. For a nat 20 and a 25. Let's see, 24, 40. Yeah, that satyr in between the two of these are dead. And oh, what do we want to do? Mix it up, maybe? So sorry, my map is moving around. Sorry about that, guys. creature you can see within 60 feet. Alright, that's what I need to know. Now I'm going to see who we can see. Who do we want to go after? Who has caused all this loss? I guess I'm just going to roll random. 1, 2, 3, like pretty much anybody. There's literally 10 targets here, so let's see what we get. 10, which is full. I need you to make
Dexter.
a con save this time,
Okay. I'll do that.
as a yellow beam shoots out from that succeeds. And the beam does absolutely nothing to you. And you're up.
Alright. Vol's gonna take a step forward. Poke the one with the blue dot.
Oh yeah, that blue dot needed to go away because we didn't hold action, but go ahead.
Alright, and let's see, I'm trying to think what she could do.
Tickle me Elmo.
Looks like it's gonna be the old-fashioned booming blade combo.
Uh-huh. Well, let's see if you hit. That'll hit.
Alright, cool. So now it has booming blade on it, and then I'm gonna do the next one without it.
So 19 points of damage, right? 18 is insufficient to hit this creature.
Okay, good to know.
All right.
Then
That's
that's. I'm trying to see if I have anything. Nah, that's the end of my turn.
That's the end. All right. Jack, you're up.
All right. I'm gonna hit the this retriever with the wand of magic missiles. So I just need to do. Okay, not a lot. So that's 9 force damage. And then I'm going to have the force ballista hit it. Does a 28 hit?
I guess.
That does 13 force damage, and it gets pushed back 5 feet.
All right. Anything else?
That's it. Does the booming blade go off when it just makes a move, or any time it gets moved?
When
Close.
it uses its movement.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that means force movement doesn't trigger it then.
All right.
I was about to say, go ahead and post booming blade so we can look at it. So is that the end of your turn?
Yeah, that's gonna be it.
Oh, what off to see? Was that? Oh, wait. I could just leave him there. I'll just fire a bow. Cling. Wow, these things can actually hit.
Now, I do have to ask, because obviously I don't have the stat block in front of them.
Yeah?
Do these satyr attacks count as magical?
That is true. No, they do not. So that would be half damage, huh? Fair enough.
Didn't that other one hit too? So you'd have to have hit damage too then?
Oh, wow. Interesting dilemma. You know what? Didn't do anything. So you're watching these satyrs basically beat on a metal machine doing absolutely no damage whatsoever. And I guess I'll go back up there and give him the health back from the other one. My bad. So that was 6 on that. Alright. So yeah, the satyrs don't seem to be able to penetrate the armor with the weapons that they have at their disposal. I'm sorry, Gronk.
It's the thing that happens.
Yeah. I'm gonna point it out in the chat like it's right here. Sorry, guys. Yep, that one there and that one there. Yep, the arrows are bouncing off of the frame and the sword is just not cutting. But Arthur, you're up. What's your new bow?
It, which is currently in hand, which Arthur is going to look, dig in just slightly. And you know what? What's the damage on the combustion arrows again?
3d6. Yep.
Okay, gotta have that right. And you know what? We're gonna attack the only one at this point that's in range.
That one.
Or in view, anyways. Yep.
All right. Steady aim. Is that what you meant?
Yep.
All right. I heard you say digging in. I just want to make sure.
Yeah. That's,
Unfortunately, that attack
yeah.
misses. 17 is not sufficient to hit him, unless, of course, you want to spend cookie clusters to try to change that.
You know what? Just because I want to see how this does.
Yeah. Go for it. Brimsu needs to eat. Give me your clusters.
Also, the fact that every Roll20 game I'm in has, for whatever reason, decided to switch to auto roll damage is stressing me out.
Yeah, that's weird. I guess they did something on their end, huh?
Yep.
All right,
Anyways.
go ahead. Swing again. Let's see what you get. And, oh, this time
19?
we only... Yeah, but it was a reroll, remember?
Damn it.
I know. You know what?
Anyways.
I'll give it to you. Fire away.
Okay.
Fire away.
Okay. Let me change up which arrows this game boom is.
I just want to see
switched.
the damage too. Yeah.
24 plus 9?
Yeah, that's a lot. So 33 points of damage.
Yep.
Anything else for your turn? As this thing well, you can't move. I guess that's it, huh?
Bonus action regret life or free action regret life decisions.
Yeah, you can do that for free. What do you want Dorian up to?
I think for right now, since he's probably visible right now, I'm just gonna have him turn invisible and wait to see what happens.
All right, so he'll be hanging out invisibly, and it's your turn. Right, boss. Let me know if you need anything.
Alright. Christopher is going to... Yeah, this probably makes sense. He is going to attack... Yeah, he's going to attack the retriever that... the left one. I don't think these have labels or
Yeah,
numbers.
they don't. Yeah, just go left or right. I'm good with that.
It's like, I just want you to go away, and it's up to me to say how far. Out blast.
Go for it.
Okay. Number one.
Oh my god.
Why do I even need a plus 10 for that? That was sort of a
No, right?
just been a while.
Yeah, so that's 20.
So that first one's 20 force damage.
Right, what's next?
There's the other one, but
Yeah,
only a
here's-
17, so that misses.
Yeah, so the first one hits,
But he
second
does
one
go
just
back
falls.
10 feet.
Yeah, 10 feet it is. Dear Lord, he's getting pushed back. Did I get him 10 or am I think I missed one. He goes another one, there you go. Is that the end of your turn?
Yeah, that'll be it for now.
Okay, let's see what we got here. Shella does her thumb in the air, trying to do some trigonometry real quick. If I do it this way, I will only singe the eyebrows of my friend Vol, my pupil, my disciplinary. Hold on.
That's really sad too, because I imagine Vol works very hard to trim her eyebrows properly.
Yeah. I mean, might help, right? She will, even though she doesn't need to, she careful spells this, right? And I'll roll that fireball. And then I'll roll their deck saves. And then we'll have fun and call it a day, right? And wow, that's a nice roll, Shella.
You know, I keep hoping that one day I will see a 48 on that roll.
Yeah, that'd be nice. All right, we're gonna.
You know, I mean, it's incredibly improbable because, you know, getting, you know, all 8 d6s to be 6. It is.
All right, so they both save, but the damage is applied. And we see Shella disappear from that spot and appear on top of the roof above her. As the, I believe it's the Astral Shard that allows her to Misty Step using her spell or
It's the
sorcery
Astral.
point. Yeah, I want her doing cool shit like that. All right, fires an arrow. I don't even think I have to roll, and it just clunks off of one of the Reapers. Fires an arrow, clunk. Comes up here.
Takes 2d8 thunder damage.
Go ahead, roll it. Wait, did he even have to move? Hold on. Maybe I'll just slap him from here, right? No, I have to move. Go for it.
Yeah, they had to.
Yeah,
Gotta move.
Go for it. Go for it. I'm not crying. You're crying. I'm not crying. It said thunder damage.
That is
Ye-
thunder damage.
Okay. Just checking to see if there's some protection from said damage. But no, doesn't seem like it. Alright, cool. Now I will just slap this poor satyr. You know what? I'll do it one at a time. See if this... Okay, it's not going to kill him outright. And that is... probably not enough to kill him. 25 points of damage altogether. The satyr still lives as he's regretting being summoned. Ah, he's trying to eat me, and then it uses its force beam on him, making the satyr do a dex save. And I'm just gonna roll the 5d10 just to see even if half is still. Yeah, he did. And then we see this burst of force damage just slam this poor satyr out of existence. Well,
That's probably a good thing that they don't release blood on death.
Yeah, I guess they're technically gone then, right? So I don't have to worry about the tokens being there any longer. Hey, Kronk, you're up. Your satyrs are doing the best job they can.
Think I can get both of these guys inside Earth?
Go ahead and post the descriptor for it real quick. I mean, I think you're right, but... So it's a dex save, DC 16. 28.
Obviously, I'm trying to make it so Vol's not inside that.
Right. I can work with you on it.
Oh yeah, that's easy.
Yeah. You start the cube right there at the closest guy, so she like sees the trimmer of it. Let's see here. The ground becomes difficult terrain, so I'll say like that entire area going all the way back as far as it needs to. Probably here is going to be. How should we do this? Like difficult terrain.
A 20-foot
through
cube,
here.
not radius.
Yeah, something like that. Like all that is difficult terrain now. Apply damage. There you go. One. Okay, looks like they both succeed, but they take half damage. Anything else for your turn there, Kronk?
Nope. Well, actually, I'll tell the other two satyrs to move up beside Vol and protect her.
Alright, I'm just reading some extra stuff on these guys. 5'10", out of the difficult terrain. It didn't even need to move there. Hold on, he'll stay right there. This retriever will slap 2 forelegs at Vol. I get a 12 and a 15. How about that?
Good try.
And, I'll roll a d2 to see what beam we're going to shoot you. Because I think this one still has it. Alright, give me a con save, please.
All right.
And this time you get hit by the yellow beam, and you are not saved. As you start to
Have you
feel
used your
your
Indomitable yet?
You failed to save. Do you want to use something?
Yeah, sure. I was just waiting until you finished your description.
Oh no, I was gonna stop if you get a reroll, because what's the point of me saying it if you succeed? Go ahead.
Let's see, Indomitable. So I'll do a new roll.
Go for it. That changes everything. You get hit by another yellow laser, and it does absolutely nothing. You're up.
Waddle, waddle. Waka, waka, wacky. Here we go. Stab it.
And I'll hit.
And then another regular one on top of that. That's a crit
that-
fail, though.
That's a miss. Is that the end of your turn?
Yep.
You waddle up, you strike it once, but the second one goes wild. And Jack, you're up.
Just gonna move over 15 feet, and again hit the left one with another charge of magic missile.
Go for it. As I hope we win this StreamRaiders. Alright,
That is
12.
12 force damage, and then force ballista 16.
Misses.
All right.
Goes wild.
Then let me just see it. Yeah, that's the end of my turn.
Vo, you see this little satyr come over here on his hood fees and just swing a short sword at this creature as he follows the direction to get close to Vo, and then tries to attempt to attack this thing, his blade not doing anything to the creature whatsoever. Yeah. Ting. Arthur, you're up.
And as Arthur once again steadies aim, he's
Mhm.
going to shout, "Vo, you might get down."
Natural
That was
1-1.
good.
No. All right,
And
let's see it. 23 is a hit. Yeah. And are we using the explosive bolt? I think you have to, because that's all you got, right?
No, I got more.
Oh, okay.
Than just that.
42. Phew. This mechanical creature seems to have taken a blow within its body frame, but still sturdy, still able to move on its own. But you definitely did a good blow to it. Anything else for your turn?
Nope.
Dorian waits patiently as Christopher takes his turn. And you could take Dorian's turn if you come up with something. We won.
Like I would have more to do for Dorian, but like in this present situation, it's like just because these are construct, kind of makes the decision a little hard.
Yeah, because poison. Yeah, I hear you. I hear you.
All right. So Christopher, he is going to move a little out of position, but only so he can do things this way, as he is now. Yeah, I'll still do that.
Who am I gonna do that though?
Yeah, just gonna point his finger again for another Eldritch Blast. Yeah, gonna bop 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 to the top. Gonna make you slide and crumble. Let's see.
Oh,
Not with that one though.
Oh,
And not with that one either.
You were off key this time, it seems, as the and they die out before they make it to the target. Oh, anything else, Christopher?
Again, just really sad that about the one boon, but yeah, that's going to
wait.
be it for. No, I didn't get to choose. It was on the next attack roll, and that was on the natural 20.
Yeah, I guess that's
That was
true,
the sad
huh?
part.
Yeah, sad fish. Sorry.
That's gonna be it for Christopher's turn.
Let us see what we have here. Scorching Ray. As she fires hailstorms on the one in front of Vol. I'll save you, Vol! It's for 17 points of damage.
No, my eyebrows.
And this one comes up here, takes a pathetic swing, and bounces off the retriever. Without even taking a step, this retriever just sends a couple of forelegs against the satyr. Okay, I got a 25 and a 21. I get a 14 points of damage and a 17. That is 32. That's enough to make it disappear. And that makes the ray available for whoever Oh, actually, I have to roll a d6 to see if he gets his paralyzed ray back. Does not. So it will be a force beam. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. There's 6 targets it can see at the moment. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Good news. It's the satyr. They're trying to get rid of the satyr. They're trying. I guess it's working for you, Croc. Like, they're definitely fodder. Hold on. What am I doing? Needs to make a dex save or take the damage. Okay, so satyr, let's see your dex. So it's going to take 5d10. As you see this forceful energy strike, wow, right into the satyr, dealing just enough damage to make it poof and disappear. Good news, Kronk, you don't have to concentrate on that spell anymore. You're up, as all of your satyr have been eliminated.
Right. See if we can make this easier for everyone. I don't know if we can hit them both and not get full in at this time.
Yeah, I think you can. I'll allow it. I get an 18 and an 8. So the one on the right is the one that gets affected. Yeah, I figure it was doable. And we could just move that over one if we need to. So this burst of energy comes flying next to you, Vol, and you start to see this one in front of you starting to glow. What color is it? Kronk?
Pink.
Pink? Yeah, so pink retriever ready to take you on a ride there, Vol.
And Kronk's just gonna move over here.
Okay. Okay. We're going to swing twice on you, Vol. You get a 16 and a 22. I'm going to roll to see if he gets his ray back. You get a 2, so that's a negative, and then I need you to make a dex save.
Alright. Still at advantage. Let's go! Double nat ones.
Are you... What's your AC at the moment? 24? Yeah, so I missed. So take 9 points of damage. As the force beam barely blasts into you.
You know, I thought these were harder. You know, maybe I should have taken that nap last time.
You're up.
Alright,
Did you-
Vol's gonna do her 1-2 combo.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the 1 at advantage because Kronk kind of like fairy fired it.
Yeah, that's right. Yep.
And then
hits.
here's 2.
Even though you're saying combo, you're telling me you're doing the booming blade, is that right?
Yeah, booming blade for the first one, and then the regular one's a regular one. The
Can't
second
remember.
one.
Fairy fire still persists, or is it just when it gets attacked? I can't remember. Hold on.
Fairy Fire is a concentration spell that
So,
until the
any
caster
attack
breaks
with-
concentration.
all right, gotcha. So both of those are at advantage. Cool. So 7 more points. Anything else full? This creature still seems to be moving on its own will.
Also, she's not still hasted, is she?
Say again.
Oh, I haven't
Oh,
even heard her
right.
talk about her hasted
I
action.
forgot about that. I forgot about that. Well, the problem is
Oh.
there's not really much to do except just poking it.
Yeah, keep poking. Jeez,
Okay. I gotta poke it.
that'll hit.
And then
For
what I
11?
will do... Yep.
Yeah, that is
What I
driving
will
me
do
nuts.
is I'll spend 20 feet of movement into that difficult terrain
Uh-huh.
to kind of be more of a deadly target, so they both kind of just keep their eyes on me and away from the group.
Fair enough. Jack, you're up.
I'm gonna take advantage of that fairy fire, and I'm gonna firebolt the bright pink
Go for
spider. Firebolt.
it.
21
Yeah, I guess that'll hit.
will be. That's not great. But arcane fire. I'll make up. Okay, that's 10 fire damage,
Right.
and then
What else
bonus
you got?
action force ballista. The one on the left.
That
nine-
hits.
19 just hits. Yay. So that's 22 force damage, and push
Hey.
back another 5 feet.
Anything else?
That is it.
All right. And Arthur, you're up.
As Arthur begins to dig his heels even more, he just looks.
I got good news
shrugs.
for you. You don't even need to steady aim. This thing's giving you advantage already.
Ow. I'm aware.
I know.
You know what
I play a
what I
rogue,
keep-
so I'm just letting you know.
I keep hearing Arthur saying they're, digging their heels in. I'm going like, those are terrible for your heels. Don't do that.
yeah.
Any girl would cry if you break your heels like that.
Arthur, what would you do to the thing?
Anyways, Arthur is going to look at the fairy fire. The player will stop her slightly. And how tall is this building?
About 20 feet or so. 25,
Sweet,
I
I
would
can
say.
make it.
Yeah.
And use second story work to get up to the top.
Bloop, 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 bloop.
So five more feet of movement.
Sure.
Go here.
Fine. I'm going to enjoy the next turn, by the way. Fire away.
I'm not. Yeah, give me a second. And yeah, you know what? God damn it.
He's
Got
got
the
the
hiccups.
hiccups.
Everybody,
Longbow.
stare at him. Go ahead.
22 hit.
20 hits. Yeah, that hits. 22 hits. A little louder. I don't think we heard you.
14 plus 7. I'm not using the combustion.
1. A little louder. I can't hear you. This creature is still standing, though it looks like it's starting to have mechanical failures, but it still seems to be spurting out with attacks. It looks like it's still ready to keep going, but it's definitely looking rough.
And bonus actions, I'm going to hide.
You could certainly try.
A thief with hiccups is not a good thief.
Uh-huh. All right, you think you're hidden. Dorian and Christopher, what are you doing?
Alright. Which one was the one that was the most damaged?
The one on the right is very fired and looking rough. TYT, Arthur. But hurry back.
I guess since that one, yeah, even if I managed to hit it twice, it would still be able to. Yeah, so instead, Christopher is going to. Actually, no, doing 0 damage is better than anything else. So Christopher is going to just point his finger at the particularly damaged one, and run, Volrek, run, Volrek, run, Volrek, run. She's not running, but
Yeah,
as
she's running into
blasted that
danger is
one.
what she's doing.
Ha ha, I'm in danger.
Yeah. Like, technically, you're in a pincer attack at the moment.
Okay, there's that one. And so a natural
Both hit.
20 and a 25 to hit.
Yep, both hit. Oh, that's sad.
Sad crit damage, but
I got good news for you. That one kills it. As you managed to sing one to death.
oh, never mind. You don't have to run. It's a bad call on my part.
And then you want to deal
Don't sweat
the
it.
other. You want the 12 on the other one?
Oh yeah, might as well as a. Yep, and I might as well just knock that one back 10 feet since it hits it.
Oh god, you screwed up one of my plans. Let me see if I can still do it. 25, 30, 35. Okay, I can still do it. Alright, cool.
And that will be it for Christopher's turn.
What do we want to do, fam?
Flam, bam, thank you, man.
I guess I'll just fire a firebolt at it. Oh, dear lord, I missed.
No, she didn't.
It's okay.
Hmm?
Your lord's
No.
okay with that, Scriptus.
Isn't it fairy fire?
Not that one, no. Just the
Oh,
one
that
was
one
up
isn't.
here.
Okay.
Yeah, that
Sorry.
one
Yeah, that one
succeeded.
beat.
We didn't see the rolls, so like I.
Oh yeah, that's right. Don't worry, I've been showing you what is actually affected though. So this thing starts climbing up the wall and then races after Arthur, and even though he's hidden, it knows he's there. I got a 25 and a 21 on your hidden ass. And that
Not
is.
shield?
Do you have shield? I don't think you
No,
do.
I don't.
And
try.
Arthur's PTSD kicks in.
Well, I mean, he can uncanny dodge if he wishes.
Yeah, can I get the damage numbers before I do that?
I gotta. Technically, you're gonna have to decide first or second. I'll tell you the damage afterwards, because technically that's how it should be done.
Go with second.
I got good news for you. That was the higher one. I got a 14 and a 15. Either way, you would still take 7 on one of them. So 21 points altogether. And did I get my beam back? Nope. I need you to make a dex save then.
Oh, good.
And
I'm
if
good
you-
at these.
Yeah, and if you succeed, I don't have to roll. You were supposed to succeed.
We're working on that. Where the hell's
Alright.
the Twitch?
Oh, are you gonna work on it? Because you'll take half of that. You were supposed to be the chosen one. Quit getting
Gonna
hit by everything, dead
But
meat.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
Okay, you're not gonna spend points? Alright, 20
right now.
points of damage with your evasion. And,
good.
yeah, that's the end of its turn, but it's up here hanging out with you, so... On top of the roof with Arthur. Gronk, you're up.
Alright, acid arrow at level 4.
Yeah.
Oh, it's gonna miss anyways.
Yeah, unfortunately. Can that be upcast?
Yeah, I can do it on the damage though.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. You miss. Unless you want to roll with some channel points.
Yeah, sure, why not? I'll buy myself damage on it.
Yeah, I mean, you don't buy it that often. You might as well, right? All right, Kronk, I got your number. Go for it. Try again. Well, aren't you special? That hits.
4th level nat 20. Acid melt out acid arrow. Nuts.
Yeah, 12, 21, 29, right? Nice. This creature on top of the roof next to you, Arthur, gets splashed with acid. And we see it starting to burn through some of its metal joints, but it is still functioning. It is still moving. It is still a threat. Anything else, Kronk? You good where you are? Do you want to move anywhere? Are you okay?
That's good.
That is good. Because Vol, out of the corner of your eyes, the eyes on the spider seem to be blinking red and fading, red, fading, red, fading.
I need to look at that, Jack. Once we take care of this one, she just walks up this direction.
10, 20.
That's 20.
Yep.
And she will actually burn one of her scrolls, pulls out one, pops it, Misty steps onto the roof.
All right.
Is there any way, let Gronk reaction put down his concentration when he sees Vol moving?
I don't think you can. Or wait, is that?
It's an earthquake. Yeah, I don't think you can fix the earth with no concentration.
Yeah, I don't.
It's like doing the same thing with a fireball. When you lit something on fire, it's not gonna go away if you stop concentrating.
Yeah,
Well,
but it
plus-
turns back to regular terrain after like an hour or something, doesn't it?
If it has a duration of when it does, then concentration's not a problem here. It's the fact that it's going to stay that way for a while. Go ahead and repost it. We'll take a look at it. And if so, I'll just... It doesn't matter. I think it's still going to be the same steps of what she did, right? The ground becomes difficult terrain.
It looks like it stays forever. Except if you clear it by hand for 1 minute. That's each 5-foot square.
Yeah, so that'll be a problem for the city. Thanks. Making forests even harder to maintain. It's okay. Good, Arthur. I'm glad to hear it. Vo, you want to continue your turn then?
Yep, I'll just poke it at advantage because flanking.
Yeah.
Stabby stab stab.
None of that blade crap. It'll hit for 13, still standing. And that one will hit for a total of 20 damage, right?
Yep, and I can't do anything else, so that'll be the end of my turn.
This creature is getting beaten and battered. You can see like where its joints are about to be dislocated, but it is still functioning, and it's still moving and twitching and looking like it's ready to go haywire on you guys.
Aim for the
Stick it up.
head.
All right, Jack, you're up. And yeah, this one's blinking red.
I'm just gonna move into a better position, and why not another usage of the magic missile charge? It's gonna be 4, 6, 8 force damage from that,
Still
and
standing.
then the force ballista. No, nothing.
Misses. Yeah.
Weird angle is making me miss.
Yeah. I mean, magic
Yeah.
missiles, pow, 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 and then you try to fire at it, but the angle is just way off for you.
Yeah.
Anything else, Jack?
Nah, that's the end of turn.
All right, Arthur, you're up.
As Chris, he's gonna drop the bow, and the rapier is gonna get used again.
Fair enough. The bow actually collapses as you flick your wrist, and you
that's fair.
pocket it.
I have an idea for that later, but anyways.
Mhm.
Yeah, screw it, just rapier attack.
Go for it. That'll
25?
hit. Yep. That'll
21 and
hurt.
11.
So, Arthur, how do you want to do this?
As I imagine, as Arthur is pulling, he just kind of looks at this thing, slightly terrified at the fact that it knew where he was.
Mhm.
May pulls out the rapier, slashes into it a couple times, and then just starts going for anything critical, even using part of the limbs to just stab into it.
All right, you pierce your rapier through maybe one of the eyes, and it shatters. And then we see this thing start to slowly power off. And then as you're still trying to hit this thing, the remainder of the eyes that you didn't slash into start to blink red. You wanna... Is that the end of your turn?
Assist end of turn.
Anything for Dorian? It is your turn, Chris. It's weird saying that.
Oh, I'm confused. Are there still targets? Did I miss
There's
something?
okay. So the only reason I'm keeping you in initiative because something may or may not happen in a certain turn order. So I guess I can relax the turn order and just kind of like gauge how much time you're spending to determine whether something happens. But yeah, you know what? Let's do that. So as far as you guys know, the threat has ended. And I'll let you guys kind of like figure out what you want to do. There are red blinking lights on the eyelids of these things that you are noticing. Because it's nighttime, light, red, easy to see.
Just for clarity's sake, does anyone? I'm not particularly knowledgeable of technologies, but what does it mean when the light is blinking red?
Well, thankfully, Bull pointed it out, so I'm going to give it a quick look, and he's going to look at this one on the ground, see if he can determine what the hell's going on.
Use investigation.
Okay.
Go ahead, Arthur. I'll let you say something there.
As he's doing that, he's gonna kind of think back for a second. Say, didn't the one that we fought in the woods explode?
I'm going to use an advantage roll on
Okay,
the...
go for it.
You know, when you say that, I imagine Vol's like, what? And then just like literally bolts and just grabs Paulina and Arthur off the roof and jump.
Really?
A
Do you
split reaction, I
you-
guess.
Do you
Go ahead.
resist? No, do you resist? Yeah, go ahead.
I imagine that would be taken by too far of a surprise for him to
All of a-
resist, but
All of a
Oh, wait,
sudden,
would probably-
Paulina and
someone
Vol. Go ahead.
So someone did say that out loud, so I could hear it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So then Christopher's like, oh wait, no, I got this. And I'm going to use a charge of my staff of power.
Reroll
And
Jack while he's getting ready to set that up.
Oh, okay.
well, thankfully this one's pretty simple because I think this is like how stable is that roof? Like, is it an angled roof or a flat roof?
That thing is kind of like slumping off, but it's like if you're trying to fill a 5-foot gap, like it's not that bad. You can block it up there if you want.
All right, then I have technically barely enough squares for this. As Christopher is going to, specifically on the one on the roof, he is going to use 6 of his panels to wrap it up in a cube, and then
Okay.
on the one around Jack, he is going to put 4 walls around it.
Okay.
But the roof of this cube is still exposed because I ran out of
Yeah,
out of
no,
panels.
that's fine. Understood. So Jack, you know right away, oh god, this thing's gonna self-destruct, and as you kind of like look at it closer, you can hear a distant beep, 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 just slowly speeding up, but it's like so deep within the body that you didn't really notice it until you got real close to it. Then all of a sudden, these giant force walls get pushed in front of you as you're about to solve the puzzle, but then it's like,
God damn it, Christopher!
and beep, 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 beep. First one on the ground blows up in that instant. And then Vol and Arthur jump, right?
I was mainly going to take the blow for them because I know they got hurt, so it's more like I take the
Well, I
fall,
mean-
and then
No.
we just jump together.
Yeah, go ahead.
And
So
I had
got
an
two-
idea as well. But
Yeah, go ahead.
so earlier I was gonna say, as Arthur and them are falling, I guess with a split quick reaction, Arthur definitely has a whip. Definitely still has that whip on him, so try to use that as a sort of. I grab
They want
it.
to
my
Indiana
phone.
Jonas it.
Basically.
It is a magical
on.
weapon too, so it's not going to break. It might break the thing it latches to, though. But I think it's to slow the fall, not to just stop us.
You're gonna try to Indiana Jones, but to what?
Yeah, this plan was not very well thought out. What's
I
exposed on
mean,
the side?
I mean, it would be easier just to let her take the damage. It's no big deal.
Lands on the ground, both feet, holding Arthur in their arms.
There you go.
And so, fan artists, you'll notice that that Paulina is now draped across Vol's body on the ground. You're welcome.
And then Shella uses telekinesis to start ragdolling Arthur like we planned. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. All right, so yeah. And then all of a sudden there's a loud explosion on top of the roof. I think I kind of ruled this as being the factory, so maybe it's not a total bad thing. Ooh, if this was the factory, I probably should have put more distance to the roof, but that's all right. We're going to keep it simple. This is a house that was between the factory and whatever. We're not going to worry about it. So yeah, there is a house that is currently exploded inward as this creature falls through the roof into the living room space of some unsuspecting family that hopefully fled the scene because there was a lot of shit going on beforehand, right?
Oh, for clarity, because that one's in the cube, the entirety of the explosion was contained inside the wall.
Fair enough. Still
And
explodes.
for the other one, since only the roof of the cube is still open, basically the entire explosion just shoots upward like
Yeah. Still, the corpse falls within the living room because I want to see it in the living room. It's hilarious. And with that, my friends, you destroy the 2 retrievers that were set loose.
Jack is gonna try to fan the flames to try to like get it out of the way to see if there's anything. Well, if this wall's still up, he's trying to fan, and it's like,
Yeah,
God
not
damn
doing
it.
no good. Yeah, and as you look into the wall, it's nothing but a bunch of metal bits and pieces that have just been. It's like shrapnel. It's just all metal shrapnel
Yeah.
now.
So he sighs, bangs his head against the wall. I'm like, Christopher, thank you, but I was so close to figuring out what was actually causing it to do that.
I
If I
think
could've
because
figured-
it fell over.
If I could have figured it out, we could have been able to stop future shit from that happening.
I think Shell is like slowly walking on a rain gutter trying to step down.
You good, Arthur?
Meanwhile,
Elizabeth, Paulina, I don't know what to call you anymore.
Body. Would probably be good. As she rolls off of Vol.
Vol just lays
Hey,
still
Star.
there.
Yes, sir. What do you got, Mega?
just because this seems like an asshole thing Dorian might do, can he just like float over and hand Jack a punch card with 2 punches with a third one remainder
Sure.
that says "Death for Jack."
So we're basically handing your death save card, or how many deaths you've accumulated at this point. Yeah. Hey, Jack, got something for you.
Grab it, look at it, and just look
Yeah.
back at Dorian. Thanks. And he just puts it in his mouth and starts to chew.
Yeah. So like the third death, your revivify is free.
Jack is gonna like try to spitball this thing at Dorian. Like a poof.
All right. He just
And
kind of
then-
like disappears. He goes invisible as soon as you do it, and then just kind of like floats away.
Hold on, everybody. I'll complain about that crap later. Big deep sigh. Puts his arms out. Okay, Sheila, jump.
Yeah. No, I got it, Jack. Don't worry. I'm good. She slides down the rain gutter. She misses one of the things on the edge that kind of like holds the rain gutter to the wall, but she slides down. There we go. Oh, but thank you, Jack.
Yeah. Then he just pats her head and walks back to the corpse.
Are you being nice because she's got a cute token now?
That too.
Yeah. By the way, I want to do a shout out to Silhouette. Thank you for the art. Much love. Everybody loves it. I love it. I think she's cute. All right. So, my friends, now that you have destroyed materials on the ground, what do you guys want to do at this point?
Vol brushes
Arthur?
themselves off. No, go ahead. Just Vol's brushing herself off.
All right, Tendak. Arthur,
We may require your expertise.
As he just groans, gets up.
Full hands out a hand to pick up Arthur.
Thanks. As he takes it, gets up fully.
No problem. Thank God you are
That-
a woman right now. I think you'd be a lot heavier if you were a man.
I'll take that as a compliment. And he starts to walk over towards Christopher. What exactly is my expertise going to be needed for?
Well, not to make assumptions, but how good are you at safe cracking?
But what do you think my job was? Before, stabby stab, run around, not being people I'm not.
But honestly, I just assumed that was your primary part of your profession. Based on the number of times that you've threatened to kill someone under your breath. You do know that you keep saying that out loud, right?
You get a get out of jail free card for tonight.
As he walks over to Shella, just pats her on the head, then walks back over. But yes, I know how to crack a safe. Was pretty damn good at it too, until we decided to start
good.
using just synthetic lockpicks.
Yes, good. It just so happens that Vol and I found a safe containing a vault containing. Well, frankly, I'm not sure how much this might be for the rest of you, but it might be a small fortune.
Enough that I feel like we could either give the money to help them rebuild the city, or we live like queens and kings.
I mean, why not both?
First, the city.
Good. I'm glad we're all on the same page with that because I wasn't going to hear any arguments otherwise.
I kind of want that gold for me, because let's be frank. I dealt with a lot of shit today, and I
My name's
did.
Shella. I don't want to be frank. Sorry. Good,
I did offer to put myself as bait, considering I have a 10,000 bounty on my head, which I was kind of hoping would go up today. But now that Kenan is, then I don't think that's gonna happen.
He says,
The Reddit could still go up.
yeah, exactly. It can. Like, just because these Taz are at their dead doesn't mean that you weren't seen.
Yay!
I mean, you want your bounty? I got you. It's okay. It's okay. I got you, fam.
But I love oh yeah, no, Smithersman. Jack doesn't know, but we know that Smithersman's doing it to teach Jack a lesson, not knowing that Jack is excited.
Oh no, he's getting reverse bounty hunted, and he likes it. All right.
Foal's gonna look at Jack and be like, "Wow, that's true. You might want some of them. Let me just tell you this: we're putting you in a penalty of that not being able to decide things because you died for going on your own."
Yeah, but you two went on your own. No one I tend to go on my own, so really that's on you two.
Well, we were following the buddy system. I had a buddy.
I was with Christopher the whole time.
Yes, and Arthur was with Kronk, and Shella was with Prod, and well, I suppose Dorian was my buddy, but he wasn't around. He was with you, Christopher. Or no, he wasn't. He was at the boat, burning them down. There was no buddy for me.
There was a buddy for you. They were just invisible the whole time. I don't know where this argument's coming from, but Arthur was your buddy.
Arthur was definitely your buddy.
Oh, that's right.
They were with Kronk. Kronk got Shella and Prod as their buddies.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then once they left, then he was alone. It's like, I don't have a buddy then.
Well, you were the one that stayed in the freaking factory. Nobody told you to stay there. And you just allowed me to set that up, though, so that's good. Thank you.
But regardless, I think then, now that we kill these creatures, maybe we just have Dorian look through the city one more time as we go back in here, cracking it open, We did find that
Yeah.
room with all the security cameras.
I think I counted to 20 whenever I got done with the body count in the club. Oh, what?
I'll recount it for you.
Great. Love comparing notes. What do you need, boss?
But yes, Dorian, if you could maybe scout about the city to see if there are any remaining Tazareth, at least out in the open.
Sure, I could do that. Off he goes.
And you could even sting one of them if you find them.
Yay! You hear a loud yay in the back as he flies off.
Here's what I'm gonna do then for you, Christopher. She takes
Roll
off
his-
her,
roll his-
her bag. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna have him roll a stinger attack, so I'll have it for later. Continue.
I was just gonna say Vol's gonna hand whoever's closest, Christopher or Arthur, her bag of holding, aka Golding. And we'll just say, like, use that to collect some of the stuff as well. And it can hold up maybe about 200 more pounds safely. And I'll just go through the building looking for bodies.
Well then, very well, let's head inside. I do believe I understand enough to get there by walking.
Where are we going?
I did see the entire building.
Just like remembering that weird experience of going into the orb.
So
Basically, we're
are we-
going back into the club, breaking the
okay.
safe while we go grab bodies out of it.
Okay, fair enough.
Jack, you're my buddy.
Yay. Carry me like you used to.
Get off of me.
Dead meat, what are you doing? Sorry, guys. I had to react to something.
Kronk can come with me too.
You know, Dead Meat, that is definitely going to put us over that 10 sub thing, I'm pretty sure. So, September, guys. Every 10 subs activates a level of this invisible grab bag that I have not displayed because it's a little hard for me to get a little thing going for it. So for the 20 subs we have obtained for September, you guys will be able to pick a single uncommon item and 500 gold. And Arthur, since you're responsible for this chaos, why don't you pick that uncommon item? And pocket the 500 gold. And thank you for all those lovely gifted subs.
There is one item I could suggest for you, Arthur, that would be really badass to get. A drift globe.
I mean, if you need to see, right? Arthur, are you muted?
Yeah, so I'm just trying to decide real quick.
Alright, yeah,
If I
pocket
remember
that.
correctly, boots of flying are also uncommon.
Very
Yeah.
true. Those also
I'm
work too.
I'm not going to discriminate. How close are we to the draking stream? Well, I said 90, so we're 20 in. Probably quarter of, or yeah, I would say we're a quarter of the way there. Maybe a little more than that. But yeah, you could spend time thinking about it. I would go on break, but I'm trying to time it for when somebody needs to come over here. So with that in mind, if we'll go ahead and continue with the current situation, if you will. But yeah, there is a hidden September goal that if we get 90 subs in the month of September, I will do a Friday game, a drinking stream, and that is going to be dangerous, but that's what I put down for 90. So yeah, let's have fun with that one if it ever happens. All right, so let us go to a different map since we're going back to the club. All right, which one did I use for the club? Wait, oh god, there's just been trying to use all these useful maps from the other games that I'm starting to lose my mind. Oh, there it is. Alright, I'll get rid of these bad boys since they're not here anymore. Hold on, guys, I'm coming. What would you guys like to do as you make your way to the front door of the club?
Is Prod with us?
Yeah, Prod's with us.
Okay.
It's right there. It's right there.
All right. Someone else was talking. I'm gonna let them go first.
No, nobody was talking. You can go ahead.
Okay. All right. So as we're about to go in, I'm just gonna follow the rest of the group, walking and talking. It's like, you're Prod, ain't you?
Yes, yes.
I hear you collected a bunch of the crystals that the Tazareth were making you to make.
Maybe.
Can I inspect one of them? I'll give it right back. I just want to see what they're up about.
Give me a persuasion check. DC is pretty easy, but, you know, I'll let you know if you fail.
Considering. 21, not 20.
He pulls out a white one and hands it to you.
All right, then I'll inspect it, see if I can figure out what it's about.
Give me an Arcana check, and then I'll go into detail here. All right.
Yeah. 16.
Yeah, if you... Okay, so as you hold it, at first it's just like a round, smooth rock that is just glowing a soft white hue. And then you start to feel your hand starting to tingle with chill. Like there's a cold breeze or something breathing into your hand. Like you feel like you're touching something that's cold the longer you're holding it. And this gem seems to be imbued with water element, but of the frozen kind.
Oh. Now, how many different kinds of gems are there? There's this white one here.
We have a red one.
Mm-hmm.
We have, and he kind of like digs in there. We have a green one. Dig, dig, dig. And then we have the brown one. One for all the elements.
Huh. Strange. Would I be able to figure out what kind of use these sort of elemental crystals would have? At least in a broad general term?
Without pure understanding of what they're actually using for, and because I don't think you have the information that a certain someone in the party might, go ahead and roll an Arcana check at disadvantage, and this DC is kind of on the up and up point. Yeah.
11. Yeah.
I mean, there's uses you can think of individually. Like they're storing up energy that is elemental based. So maybe there's a way to either weaponize it or modify it in some way. But as far as what their natural purpose is off of what they look like, you can't determine what they would use all four of them for, if it was like for a single task, if that's what you were trying to guess at.
Yeah. Jack is gonna like shrug and give it back to Prod, and it's like, all right, oh, who knows what the hell they're using it for, but I guess it was that professor guy, so he must be planning something.
Thank you very much, sir. And he puts it back into his bag. Plan on taking it back to the clutch to do my own personal research.
And with any luck, we might even find something here that'll tell us what the hell that we're going on.
Oh,
yeah.
now that you remind me, there is a office that I saw that had a bunch of stuff I couldn't understand. Maybe you should go check there.
Yeah, let's stop by there first on our way to the vault.
It's right here. I'm gonna ping it. It's right by the retriever above.
Yeah. Here, I'll.
By the way, Prod, now that I'm thinking about it,
yes.
You were looking to introduce yourself to Professor Smithersmon, correct?
Yes, that was the initial agenda. Yes.
So, I don't know, once this matter is all settled, would you like a personal introduction?
Wait, okay. Oh yes, we could do that, right? And kind of like she's saying, "We got you, Prod." Oh yes, I'd absolutely love that if you could do that. You have no idea how long I've been on that ship. Like we literally went around where I wanted to drop off at.
Yes, I can imagine that being both a combination of harrowing and frustrating.
Very. Do you know how hard it is to do research while under a blanket full of dirty linen?
No, I've never been in that experience. No.
It was horrible. He just kind of like starts bawling, uncontrollably. There, Prod. I'm here for you. It's not fair. It's okay. So yeah, Shell is just patting
Just
his
like
head
pouring
now.
his heart out,
Yeah.
allowing the
There.
stress to finally come out.
Yeah. I'm finally free. But yeah, the office. Shall we deal with that?
Yeah, because if we go to the vault, Jack is gonna probably forget about the office.
All right, so Jack, let's do some investigation in here. Well, correct me if I'm wrong, but I gave you some information about what you found, right?
That is correct, if I remember.
Yeah. What do
There
you
was-
remember?
The most poignant one was the research on Elsophagus attempting to create artificial float stones.
Say
Yeah.
this sense, the reason why he would love it is because, Jack wants to create a flying airship. There you go.
I know, that's a good way. All right, so Jack, yeah, make that investigation. Hey, Kronk, you following? Yeah, you're the buddy, right?
I thought we were actually in one big buddy group.
Oh, yes.
No, I'm gonna go find bodies. You
That's
go
fair.
to help. Stick with the buddy. Stick with your buddy, Kronk. Stick with Jack.
All right.
Hi, buddy.
Hey, buddy.
Is that your new name now, Kronk? It's now Buddy?
Arthur.
I mean, essentially, like, this is a bit of a stretch reference, but by all accounts, Krunk was a sort of, other half of a buddy comedy.
I get it. Arthur's
So-
buddying with basically Christopher, so I'm gonna buddy up with Shella.
Oh,
Looking for
Shell's-
buddies.
Oh, sure, Bo. I'll walk with you. You don't mind Prod following us, do you?
Nah, you kept talking about him nonstop. I'm curious about him now.
Oh, yeah. This is Prod. Oh, I didn't need this token. Hi. But anyway, I need to resolve the investigation check, right?
Right.
As you're digging through some of these thrown papers, the one that Vol had found previously, you kind of like read over it, and the elemental gems, like if they're oriented in a certain way, or if they're like parts of the file is kind of like torn and not giving you all the information, but it's like somebody tried to shred it. But out of the bits and pieces, you're able to piece together that if there's some kind of configuration that you can achieve with these gemstones, you might be able to make a artificial floater stone, which, as said before, is what you need to start creating an airship.
All right, I'll pocket these scraps of information.
Yeah, just for reference, the how is not known, but just glancing off what sentences you were able to run together, you kind of put together that there is a way.
Okay. Then Jack would look for anything of value would be more information or just stuff that got items, magical or otherwise, that got left behind in the rush.
It's just mostly a shredded up office. Like, this thing looked like it wasn't even used fully. That makes sense?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, so like there's like maybe a undusty spot where files used to be, but It's like a little short stack that's right there on the table, and you can see like manila, folders just kind of like thrown all over, but there's no information or paper with them. Like they either took the paper with them, or they shredded them or tried to shred them, and that's basically what you found is scrap of the shreds.
All right. Yeah. I mean,
There is a comfortable couch there next to Kronk. There's a mahogany desk there that you could probably take home with you if you want.
Whoops!
Probably
I
don't wanna do
accidentally deleted Kronk. Kronk is about
Right.
to look underneath the couch.
All right, Control Z. You might be able to bring yourself back without pulling your token over.
Nope.
Nope. Okay, I guess that didn't work for you. All right, so you give me an investigation check when you get back in there.
Come on, dust bunnies.
You find dust bunnies. There is
And
nothing
how long
but
have those
dust.
bunnies been living under there?
They sneeze as soon as you notice them and run away. Anything else, Kronk?
Nothing in the end game.
Okay. Well, Jack, with all that information taken care of, you want to head out from here, or is there something else you want to do?
yeah. If there was just like regular pieces of like blank paper or like inkwells and pens, he would grab those.
Yeah, you could probably find a stack of blank papers, about 50 pages worth, and an inkwell and a ink pen if you want.
Yes, that works perfectly. So, gonna grab those, stuff them away. It's like, all right, well, I got what I needed. You want to grab the couch, or
As you
I
watch,
have a comfy chair at home already.
all right, well, we can always send the people here if they want to grab and ransack this place. All right, let's go.
all right.
And then I'll go back to the group wherever they are.
Yeah, I'm trying to buy more time for my family to get over here do their little errands, so we still got a few more moments before we go on break. So Vo, you and Shella and Prod are wandering around. Christopher and Arthur are wandering around, or what are you guys all doing? Like, I know you're counting
Christopher
bodies.
and presumably Arthur are going off to the vault to see if they can crack the safe without having to just resort to a series of teleports.
Yeah, that's true. So yeah. Actually, let's see here. You were able to bike past this door, weren't you?
I'm
We
sorry?
teleport directly into the vault.
Yeah. So this door, as you kind of like approach it, like that'll be your first obstacle, basically.
Oh, right, we are taking the long way on this time around, aren't we?
Hmm.
Yes, I suppose we might be.
I presumably whatever that door is locked.
Well, I was just waiting for you to test it. Or
Anyways.
do
Okay.
other thing. This is the part where the rogue should automatically go into rogue mode.
Let's
So
go
what
ahead
do-
and just check this as he's going to take a lockpick and just start sliding it up the door. Does he feel anything with
So-
a trap check?
Okay, are you looking for traps?
Yes.
Then that's what you need to say. All right, go ahead and make an investigation. Yeah, there's definitely an order. There is a trap. And with a good thieves tool, you think you can undo it.
And as disarming it.
The power cable that would have sent jolts of energy into the door, you managed to break the ground and disconnect the power of it, and the door is now safe to touch. As if you were to trigger the trap, it's not going to work. Now
And I guess from there. Oh, go ahead.
It is locked up.
Yep, that's what to say. Now
Yeah.
test the door.
Yeah, go ahead.
And he will open it.
Well, thieves' tools again. You disarm the trap. Now yeah, there you go. And with that, that definitely managed to push back the lock that is keeping it locked in place. This door is now accessible to you, and you see a storage area of just like random gear. Basically, this is like a room where they kept the leather armors, the basic weapons for the Tazarath, like all their Nunyuks, their minions, or whatever. This is where they came to get their weapons and arsenal for security duty.
Okay. In that event, he is going to begin rummaging through the stuff, and I think on that match cam, I'm gonna go with the winged boots,
Fair enough.
or also the boots of flying.
Yeah.
I think that's gonna be one of the hardest things for us to try and actually find.
Yeah. I guess in your moment of searching through all the junk items, you find a pair of boots with a couple of wings on the back of them.
I'm curious. Oh, and somebody had left 500 gold.
And
Pockets.
500 gold, of course. Yeah.
Wait,
And
the
that
500 gold was in the boots. That's where they.
Oh
hid
yeah,
them.
that's why they were on the floor, right? That's what they used to weigh it down, 250 in each boot. And yeah, I want to thank Arthur and many others who have donated for September, and we are at least 25 into 100. So there's probably another goal coming in 5 subs. So if you want to help out on that, all you gotta do is subscribe to the channel. Get it while it's a little bit cheaper. All right, there is a vault door, and what you see before you is like a big dial with like the multiple hooks that are coming out. Not hooks, but like bars with the round ends. You know, like it's a big old tumbler system, right? And then you can see big old dials on the inside of it. So you know you have to crack the safe and then unwind the big old bars that are going around it to try to unlock the lock. It seems to be like a heavy bolted vault. You know what I'm talking about, right? It's a bank vault. What would you like to do, Arthur? Are you muted? Did I
yeah.
crash?
He's just
Okay, thank
no.
you. I'm over here panicking, like, oh god, I'm having PTSD now. Go ahead.
As he sighs, memories, and then he's going to get to work. First off, checking the tumblers, picking it with locks to see if any traps go off.
Fair enough. Give me an
Any locks there
investigation for
are.
the traps.
Checking traps there,
Yeah.
and he is taking a while to do this. So
Yeah.
I was
I'll
not
give
Still,
you-
all things considered, this was probably one of the worst ways they could just put all of their wealth into. Just like Mother always told me that a giant vault. Well, pardon, Lillian always told me that, just having a giant vault, just precariously right there, conspicuously, just makes it ripe for thieves.
The
The
rest of their wealth is in real estate.
there is an alarm system that you manage to realize that if you can disengage it, there won't be loud sirens. Basically, the trap is a siren alarm if you try to tamper with this thing.
Well, I suppose this is useless, but let's not go deaf, please, as he is going to disable that.
All right. Boom! Disabled. Oh, just
As he does.
know the right wires or the right ways to deal with it. It's just done. You've done this before, haven't you?
As he probably just rips the entire thing out. There.
There. Problem solved. Yep.
And he is going to get to moving to unlocking the vault. He's taking extra time. Hey, if I tell somebody to just smash something, please do so.
Okay.
Let's. Okay, I'm just debating on how I want to do this check because I don't think your thieves' tools are gonna. I don't know. I guess there might be like a device in there to kind of like listen to the tumblers, so maybe it would still be thieves' tools, maybe.
I didn't. Where's
mean-
Natasha's?
But it's like you
Yeah,
could
that's-
argue thieves' tools. You could argue perception.
Yeah, like I was thinking perception, but I feel like the thieves' tool might have a thing. Like considering the time, right?
thieves'
Like we're
tools
not
using wisdom.
sure. Let's do that. Yeah, that sounds good. And this is like you putting a stethoscope up to it as you're messing with the tumblers.
Yep.
So you're
Oh, that's
listening.
17 crystals.
Yeah, you're listening for the clicks.
Small foul, so lockpick, some small mirror mount on a metal handle, and brand scissors and a pair of pliers. Okay, so nothing that actually does that.
I'll allow it though. Or it's just basically you putting your ear to the thing, and yeah, like I'll still let you use these tools for it.
It's just always good to keep in mind that tool proficiencies can also be like applied knowledge or applied skills. You're not
Yeah,
necessarily always using
Yeah.
the tools.
Yeah, so do it with wisdom.
Yeah.
20.
So 20.
You
Does that pass?
it gets you a certain degree of success, not full success. Like you hear the first one click and you're like, got one. And then you realize you got to spin it the other way. And then you realize you turned it 3 times already. And you're like, why is it not clicking? You must have missed it.
So what's the first combination number so they remember?
Let's go with 12.
As he's going to... Okay. Out of practice, but I can still do this. As he's going to try it again.
Mm-hmm.
Same deal as
Ah.
before.
Yeah, so you kind of know that you got to spin it back a few times the other way and then try the combination again. So you managed to get 12. DC will probably escalate after another fail, but I do have a DC in mind for the rest of this. All right. You managed to get the second one. You know what? I'll just do a DC increasing as you get to the next tumbler. So this will be the third number. So we got 12, 42, and then go ahead and give me another of these tools as you can like spin it back the other way and trying to click slowly towards it.
I'm buying myself advantage.
Okay. All right, Arthur, go for it. Please get it, and we'll move on.
21.
I'm gonna flash of genius.
That'll work. That will get it over there. Like maybe Jack just kind of like taps you on the ears, like, "Are you about done there?" And that just flash of genius. You're like, "Oh, there it is." Now you hear it.
Or just jolts him slightly to get it in the right position.
Yeah. And you hear a loud clicking noise, like 3 locked tumblers have just officially dislodged. And then there's just one more thing you need to do. Spin the dial and open the door. Like the big old metal bars, you gotta pull it back. Yeah.
Yep, and as he spins it, well, no way to do this other than all of us doing it. As he's gonna gather everybody around to just kind of help pull on it.
Yeah, there's plenty of people here to help you do that. As a matter of fact, like as you start to tug at it, you realize it's a lot looser than you anticipated, and you're able to quickly pull this around. It even would help, like the door becomes unlocked and you guys can hear a slight ajar noise of metal on floor. Like it's dislodged itself, and it starts to slowly be able to be pulled open the rest of the way.
And it's more the idea of like, you don't open vault doors without your friends there.
Yeah, it's part of the ceremony, right?
Yeah.
So with that, the door pops open, and inside here you see riches, you see valuables, you see things that the Tazarath had put here. Possibly the riches that this city once had in its own possessions, and this is just where they hid it all.
You know, this probably would have been enough money to refurbish the dining room.
Yeah, we get it. You're from a noble family. All right. Are there any bags of holding in here?
Not in here, no.
All right, then Jack is gonna there's gold bars, right?
There is a pallet with like 3 rolls of gold bars.
Yeah, he's just gonna start stuffing those gold bars into his bag of holding.
Let's see how much. I think we've made a thing that said that they were about 13 pounds each, right?
Yeah.
I've got it in
So-
my thing. I know you. A few of the ones we fenced were $5,000. My notes say 17 pounds.
Oh, 17?
Yeah.
All right. We'll go off of that. That's fair. So each bar is 17. 500 divided by 17 is... You could fit 29 bars into your bag before one of them just kind of like gets stuck at the top. As a matter of fact, I think that's about how many there are. There's 30 bars and 29 of them fit, but not the last bar if it's an empty bag.
All right. Well, I'd move some of my belongings into the backpack that I still have to make as much room as possible.
Well, we're
Thankfully, it's a lot of smaller stuff.
Kronk not being the fool, like
Yeah.
Jack, he's going to be looking for the platinum.
Well, oddly enough, though, there are no platinum bars.
Bad Kronk now noises.
Yeah, well, I mean that was pretty good though. It just seems gold is what we're looking for here. Yeah, so you guys have access to the vaults. I don't have like a tally of everything exactly in here, so we'll just kind of like figure out how heavy you guys are digging into it, and then we'll just put a money value to it, if that's okay. Or we'll figure out some, like the bars, we're done with that. But if you're like grabbing gemstones and stuff like that, like I do feel like there's probably a couple of diamonds in here worth 1,000, so I'll throw that out there. There's 2 diamonds worth 1,000 gold each. So if you wanted to stash those for reagents or whatnot.
Arthur is going into autopilot. If it's not nailed down, he's taking it.
Absolutely, yeah, and I'm definitely going to give you like, unless there's specific gems you need, we'll sort that out. Like I'll give you a certain amount of gems that you need, but if there's no other gems that you need, then we'll just go ahead and call it a base number. And if you want to trade it in or something at some point, in a city that actually has wealth to pay for it, then we could do that. Does that sound cool with everybody? Just to not bog us down with the details at the moment.
Yeah,
Kronk will
sounds
just
good.
make piles, whatever he sees, like 6 different piles.
Yeah. Good. No, that's fair. Yeah. And you know, I'll take suggestions too. Like, there's no magical items or anything like that in here, but as far as like wealthy items, you know, you like gold, coin, silver, and just relics of art pieces and stuff. Like that's the kind of stuff that would be in here. But maybe we should go. Go ahead, Vol.
I was just gonna say, here's a funny thing you could do. You find a cubic foot worth of gems that can fit a cubic foot. That's 110 pounds. Don't ask me how I know this.
Well, speaking of you, Vol, you and Shella and Prod are wandering around. What do you guys want to do?
Looking for bodies.
There are several on the floor in the main auditorium region.
Bringing them to the front doors.
And I just want you to imagine about 15 more bodies like this.
Shella? No. No.
What? I wasn't gonna do anything this time.
Put away the pliers.
What?
No.
What?
No.
Do you know how many
can
cheese
take it out of
wheels
the-
I could buy with these teeth?
You can take it out of the Tazric people, not the regular people.
Wait, they're all dead. They don't need them.
Shella.
Prod pulls out a hacksaw. He
Just
goes over.
staring at them.
Yeah, he goes over to a body and starts cutting the neck off.
God damn it.
And he's like, the chief will appreciate his new soccer ball.
Don't you dare follow that, Shella.
But Prod's doing it. Why can't I? I
He's
just
not
want the
opposed
teeth.
to it.
He's the one taking the entire head. Isn't that wrong?
I don't think Vol's gonna win this argument just because it's literally arguing against Cobalt logic.
Yeah, and they have pack tactics at the moment, so... I know that's not an actual mechanic, but there's 2 of them. That's all. And yeah, they just go to work. I mean, the bodies that are in here are mostly Tazarath anyway. I don't even think there's a commoner in here because you told the one commoner who was working to leave, if you recall.
Well, that and also, I did bribe a lot of people with wine, so we maybe had an excuse that maybe it was understaffed because they were all drunk.
Give me a perception check as you're listening to kobolds tear into these heads and bodies. I'm not asking you to listen to them,
Fish,
but
splash, squelch.
that is terrible 11 that you rolled there. I guess they're
will
just way
say,
too
though,
loud.
I will say though, I don't know if you know this, Star, but passive wisdom does help out not have to worry about perception checks.
I'm not saying that there's anybody in here that's hidden or anything.
That's why I was more worried that Chilla never
No.
killing someone.
Oh no. Ah! Oh wow, it moved. Clack. No, that's not what I was asking for. You know what? To be fair, I think I'll let Shella make the perception too. She's been rolling naturally high today. Roll 20. You wanna catch up? Are we?
No.
Are you gonna just make me wait for a character sheet to open?
Nah.
Why? Why do this? Why do this to me now? I got good internet now. You shouldn't be doing this. There we go. All
It
right.
doesn't matter how good your internet is when Roll20 just wants to be Roll20.
I know that's true, right? Damn it. No, Shell is busy. But don't get me
She
wrong.
can
There's
roll
still.
again if she still has a sorcery point.
I guess, but why would I? I'm focused. What? Hold on, I'm gonna
They
roll it
really
again
don't want her
because.
to know anything.
Okay, yeah. Okay, it worked. Okay, I was just wondering why. Anyway, yeah, apparently a 7 and a 6 were necessary for that 30-second time limit. I'm not saying there's not another way to find out whatever that was meant for, but as far as finding dead bodies, you've gathered up what you could, and they seem to be in this festival? This entryway. What's next, Vol?
Well, we could do one more look around. Maybe
Sure.
investigate if there's like any hidden things. Like,
Oh.
and not like hidden items, but more like hidden secrets, like hidden holes, stuff like
Like
that.
a tunnel? Like a secret tunnel?
holes, yes.
Okay. I made the joke, guys.
I'll try to listen a bit more. Maybe there's something hollow sounding. I don't know.
I don't either, Vol. Where do you want to start looking?
Probably we'll look in this weird area full of doors.
All right, give me a perception. As you're kind of like walking in this direction, something from over here just kind of like catches your ear. Like somebody might have accidentally knocked something over.
We'll cautiously walk that direction, hop over the counter.
That is a wall you just walked through. You just Kool-Aid man your way into the green room. Yeah.
Hey, that works.
Yeah. Well, I'll say like you get here, that's where the noise came from. There are other ways to get there. That's the door, by the way. I mean, that's a door too, and that's a door that leads to that door.
She'll just climb up the stage and go that way.
Fair enough. And as you open the door, you hear another loud break as like there's two broken glass in front of this woman who is elegantly dressed, like she was getting ready to perform, and she's been in here hiding the entire time. I'm sorry, I didn't do it. Oh dear Lord. Oh, you're not with the Tazorat, are you?
Are you with them?
I'm just the singer. I'm just the dancer and singer for the night. But I think the show's canceled thanks to those ugly beasts that came out of the ceiling.
Probably.
Is it safe to come out?
I'll escort you out.
And as this woman kind of like comes out into the light, you can see like long strands of red hair and just green eyes and just a very well dressed, beautiful woman here, Jessica Rabbit in a way. In a way.
Oh wow, that's interesting. All right.
Yeah,
Vol's
yeah.
just gonna literally. I have the thing is like Vol just being like puts her hand out and be like, "You look like." Okay, even when it was in hell, you look pretty fine.
Wait, what? What do you mean, hell?
Okay. Would you like to see outside, or would you like me to blindfold you so you don't see all the bodies?
Oh, the bodies? What are you talking about?
Yeah, a lot of dead.
A lot of what?
Yeah, let me put it this way. I'm not gonna sweet talk you and try to hide you from the secrets. I had to be real. So that's why I'm asking. Would you like me to guide you blindly, or would you like me to guide you quickly out?
I want to see where I'm going.
Alright. Just in case, hands her a bottle of wine. Drink that
Okay.
if you start feeling weird.
Okay.
And then she'll just gently, by the hand, guide her out. Like, very carefully.
All
Even
right.
even help her get down from the stage by like letting her step down. She just catches her and lets her down. Whatever you do.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you help her out and says, "Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much." And yeah, you slowly lead her out to the exit, right?
Yeah, basically.
And she sees this pile of bodies being prodded through by two kobolds and sticks to the wall and kind of like slides with her back to the wall away from the kobolds as she makes her way out. Unless there's anything else you want to tell her.
It's like, what's your name?
Oh, fuck you, man. I was going to get away without having to name her. Give me a second. I'll
Yeah,
name her
you
real
put
quick.
her in there. You said Jessica
Yeah,
Rabbit.
I mean that would be the easy answer is just call her Jessica, but there's roll tables.
You could
Let's do
call
that.
her. You call her Rouge.
No, let's not do that.
Mulan.
Rouge.
I'll
The
tell you what.
butt.
I'll use French names on the roll table. You want to roll me a D100? I'll let you do it. And then after that, we're gonna go on break. Because finally
There we
this.
go.
Let's see what. Oh wow, that's a
Oh,
high
she
roll.
must be from Citadel Kingdom.
I don't even. Oh, Yazbel. Why? Wait, is that how you say that? Hold on, I'm gonna copy paste it. You can tell me how it's said. Yazbel.
I assume it's Isabel, but in a different way. I'll look it up.
Isabel. Yeah, something like that. And she goes, "My name's Isabel. And thank you so much for helping me." And with
Oh,
that, my
actually, it
friends.
is just Isabel.
Nice. All right, well, we're going to go ahead and take a quick 10-15 minute break. I got some people coming over real quick I need to tend to and get them out of my hair. But we're going to go ahead and take our break, get you a drink, use the restroom, do all the fun stuff. We'll be back here shortly. Hi guys, sorry about that. We were just finishing up our conversation there, so that's why we were muted for a moment. Oh, looky, there is a draw from the deck of many things sitting on front of our table. I wonder how that got there. Oh, that's right. All these lovely subs have promoted us to get a draw from the deck of many things, thanks to the pet hitting the next 50 milestone of its own. And Arthur, you lucky SOB, roll that card for me, will you?
Alright, unlucky. Let's see.
Let us see. Let's see how y'all generosity is
Moonshine on me
repaid.
tonight.
And hold on, let me double check this one.
There you go. This is a visual one. I know that much.
Yeah, I don't think I changed this one. I'll check real quick. Yeah, it's not a good one. And I gotta find out if I made a change to it or not. This might have been one. Nope, I didn't change it. So, the card's Medusa-like visage curses you. You take a -2 penalty on saving throws while cursed in this way. Only a god or a magic of the fate card can end this curse. So basically, you got dumped with 2 unlucky stones.
Yeah.
Hell, they're not all winners, are they? Alright, are we doing anything else with that or no? I don't think we have a fake card in this group, do we?
Nope.
Well, that's that answer. I mean, you guys know a god, but you already owe her a favor.
Yep.
Well then, with that resolved, my friends, and my apologies to Arthur, his generosity got burned. After taking care of the bodies, escorting Jessica Rabbit out the building, or in this case, Isabel, what would you guys like to do at this point? Whoever speaks first is the party we go to.
Oh, there you are, Prod, Shella, and... Oh, I'm sorry, who are you, miss?
Oh, she already left.
I'm
okay,
Vol.
sorry.
Yeah, Vol
You know
was with
me.
the... Yeah, that's why I was like, you forgot to mention Vol there, but...
So, oh, there you all are. Good news, we got the safe open.
Oh, great!
Well, do you think we'll be able to carry most of it?
I think I got it handled, Vol, and she holds up a bag of teeth.
Doesn't know how to respond and just simply just goes,
So, well,
good job.
we did, I believe, have enough space between all of our bags for the bars, but we may need a few surfaces to help lift out the rest.
You can fill up my bag. That can help out with the coinage. And then I got a few sacks.
If only we had a carriage, we could probably carry all of this.
Oh. Hold on a moment. Starts walking out.
Shella blinks intelligently.
Whatever, how long it takes me to get the carriage start, Christopher can keep talking.
Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, Shella, could you do me a favor and break the legs of that table, or at least finish breaking the legs of that table?
Ah! With what? Prod pulls out a hacksaw. I can get that leg for you. And yeah, he starts hacksawing the table. There you go. One leg.
Ah, very good then.
as Christopher is going to tap his staff onto it as he casts levitate. This should help a lot.
Oh, okay.
As he just starts like carrying it over with himself.
Oh, the table. Gotcha. Like the table's table part. Yeah, gotcha.
A platform, yes.
Oh, I was about to say. Well, why did? Did you want the other 3 legs off too?
Oh, I thought. I'm sorry. When
I
said
was under
things,
the
I just
impression
assumed
he
that there
only
was some
got one.
destroyed tables in there.
Yeah, that's fair. We're just prolonging the inevitable at this point. I don't think it's gonna be any problem getting most, if not all, of this material onto the wagon or whatnot, or the
Sometimes
bags.
it's just good to be diegetic about it.
Yeah. I mean, worst case scenario, like Shell has been holding on to her telekinesis too, so I was saving that slot for a teleport. Okay, so as you all are pretty much usurping all this material possessions from the vault, is there anything else you guys want to do, talk about, or figure out as we're going along here, or should we just jump right to the chase and go into whatever the next scene might be?
If you want to explain the card, I have an idea.
Yeah, what do you got?
I imagine as Arthur is pulling down some gold, mildly falls and then just looks to the ground. God damn that crazy, weird tiefling god thing, whatever it is at this point. Also, legit, the player forgot the name.
Minerva?
Yeah, Nerva, that's it.
So you got cursed by Minerva, huh? Oh, you want to call
That's
me
not gonna work.
funny, huh?
The
What?
Nerva her? Huh?
Well, time for you to check out.
All right, guys, it's been fun.
Yeah.
You know, it's been a blast. Like I've been here for like what, year and a half now. It's just like
Yeah. Nice knowing you, buddy. I'll catch you on the rebound. No. So, yeah. I mean, do you guys want Shell or Prod to do anything further, or are we just heading to the tavern? Are we loading up and leaving town? Or I think we were talking about distribution, right?
We should probably inform the townsfolk that it might be safe. Oh, Dorian.
Yeah, boss.
Did you find any Tazareth remaining?
1 second, boss. I gotta do something real quick. Yeah.
Christopher blinks as he's waiting.
You hear a loud "Ah!" as he gets advantage on an unseen attacker. And yeah, boss, they're all running towards a ship. I just helped this guy hurry up and get there. Damn mosquitoes.
What I think we should do then, Christopher, we go to the tavern and then we ask who the local mayor was, and then see if they're still around, and then we just inform them that woohoo, they're about to be rich and fix a town.
Yes, it would certainly be good to let them know it's going to be safe to come out soon.
Yeah, so how much gold are we giving them?
All of it, Jack.
As much as they need, Jack.
All of it.
So,
Yeah.
well, as
that.
Christopher looks to Vol, just let's see. I mean, I believe the two of us could probably figure out a fair amount to fix up a whole town. Although, granted, most of the numbers that I know mostly refer to the amount of money to hold a town hostage. I hope yours is a bit more practical in this sense.
I mean, possibly. I did learn a thing or two from, my dad, but it's... I don't know if the currency's the same here. Let's assume it is. Then it'll make it easier for me. If I had to fix a town, you know, I think it'd be a decent amount of gold that would need to go into it. So if I had to eyeball it, maybe about like 10,000 gold to fix it. And then after that, you have to throw in, after that, 50,000 gold to get the town restarted. And then hopefully, if they have the upcharges of that, they'll be able to make a yearly worth of 100,000 gold with their, you know, worth. But if it's a poorer town, it just needs to make over that 50 that was initially pushed in. So maybe 60,000 gold will work to keep it alive.
Here's a thought. Well, two thoughts really. Are there still Tazareth in this town, city, whatever this is? And are we
Well,
sure
according to Dorian,
Tazareth is gonna leave?
Well, according to Dorian, they are still presently making an exit. I suppose if you could run faster than them, you could maybe hinder their escape, but then that, might cause complications.
Right.
Oh,
And I guess
it
it's
is.
a good thing we didn't burn their crops. Anyway, main thought is Tazareth are leaving a bunch of stuff behind. Not just the golds, but the equipment and ships and whatever else. People can, use that. Boost
Well,
up their defenses, blah, 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 make trade.
Well, that's why I didn't add in that factor, because reality is if they didn't have anything at all, so let's say you started a town for free, it actually would cost enormously more. Maybe about 250k worth of gold to start up a small town. Maybe 300k worth of gold to start up a town. Luckily, though, they already have the buildings built up. They also already have port sides built up, gates. They just need to hire new guards and stuff like that. So 50,000 gold to 100,000 gold would get them be fine.
I mean, they don't need to hire guards. We just need to tell, the local lords and the royalty, hey, Farson's free of the pirates. Send people there to free it.
So what you're saying is, are you going to go over to the lords and inform them?
Well, why not?
Do you even know which lords are in this town? Or lords even close by? Because by your logic then, who doesn't think they're owned by Tazarath?
Is that
Christopher
a
just left
history
his-
check?
Sorry, go ahead, Christopher.
Christopher just slaps his forehead.
Oh, duh, the solution's right in front of us. If the mayor is still around, they should know enough about the finances of the town to start it up.
Right. Do you see why I pointed that out?
You can make a history check now.
$18?
All right. With an 18, you are well aware that most lords or mayors of the city should be in the city somewhere. This particular mayor is a dwarven man known as Dunham.
Alright, well, just gotta find Dunham. Who knows where he went?
Check the tavern people. Or the tavern keeper. They always get the scoop.
Yep. Good thing I know who's in charge around here despite never being here before or ever meeting the
Well,
guy.
You're from
Yeah.
Tynak, so you might have heard who the lords were. You never
Yeah, but,
met
like,
them, but yeah, you
Yeah,
heard
he
of
means he's never personally been at the town.
them. Right.
He's just being an ass.
Regardless,
Jack.
though,
You sure know a lot. Go ahead.
Wow, it's almost like I was born in this kingdom or something.
here's my question, though. How much gold do we have right now?
We got 10 bars.
That's more of a question for Star, because he's gonna...
It is. All right.
It's-
Oh, okay. I
we-
thought that
we-
was in
Yeah,
character.
We
Star
have-
needs to put a number to it.
Yeah,
we literally
so
have 30
all right.
bars.
we have 30 bars. What was the gold value on that again? Like 1,700, right? That's what we said, right?
Kronk
or-
has numbers.
Yeah, what was it, Kronk? Give me the numbers again. the weight was 17, but what was the value? Do you remember? Kronk, did we lose you? Yeah, Kronk, are you muted? Or he walked away, and he has slowly returned, yet he hasn't yet. Kronk, are you there?
No, he just dropped out.
Oh no.
No, he's back.
Okay, he probably had that bug, right? Are you there, Kronk? Not working? Oh no. Can you... No, how much are the gold bars worth? Do you remember? Is that him? No.
I heard a grunt.
5K a bar. 5K a bar.
Alright, got it.
That also means we also need to figure out how many diamonds we got, how many...
Alright, so with that being 150,000, I think the rest of it, it's probably safe to say it's 50,000 on top of that. And I've already given you 1,000 gold worth of diamonds. And if you need any other particular gemstones besides that, otherwise the value is probably 48,000 gold worth of gems, fine arts, and material possessions that are in here.
So in other words, it's about close to 200, like
200,
250K.
yeah, 200K
or
value for
240K.
200K value for everything.
Oh, I
Like-
thought you said like
the
for...
material. No, okay, so there's 2 diamonds that are worth 1,000 each. That brings it to 48K of extra materials.
Ah, sorry.
yeah.
I was thinking you said 50 for just gold coins and then stuff like that. Never mind.
No. I was trying to surmise everything into that pile, but I was separating what we've already declared that were like useful reagents. And that's why it's like if there's any other gemstones, like I know some spells use rubies or sapphires, or maybe, I don't know, there's some other things that you could probably say is in here, but if there's nothing that you're looking for, then we could just move on. Oh look, a vial of human blood! No. So after...
Judging by our rough estimate, if we put the value all together somewhere in the ballpark of about 200,000 gold?
Then, if you really want to get this city started, I think 150,000 would be generous to them, and then we just keep the 50,000. If you want to be greedy, I would just give them all. It's not our gold.
You're assuming everyone agrees to this.
All oppose?
Jack raises his hand.
I got what I was looking for. Shell moves the bag of teeth to her bag.
Alright, Jack, you're still
Oh.
under penalty.
Also, haven't. I guess we're still waiting for Krunk and.
We're probably
I
waiting
don't know.
for
Is
Kronk.
Arthur
Well-
muted?
No, I'm here.
Oh, there
Arthur
you are,
has
buddy.
no objections to this plan, so
Yeah, have a conversation, guys. What do you want to do with this?
But just as well, we should still find the mayor regardless.
Right. And Jack, if you're really struggling for gold, I literally have 120,000 on me right now, besides that.
Yeah, well, hazard pay for going into an enemy territory, knowing that Kennen was here, and knowing that I have a bounty on my head. So, let's see how much Dunham actually needs. Jack is gonna try to start walking out of the vault.
Yeah, you can do so. No big deal. I mean, pretty much you guys have loaded up everything on the card, is that right?
Right.
Hey guys, I found a new tavern. Tell me what you think.
Zoom.
Can you guys see this?
Yeah.
Hey. Want to thank Row20 for all their wonderful freebies that they keep giving us. But yeah, I'll put this map to work since we had a bar that could definitely use a change out every now and then, right? Go. So I take it we're going to the tavern, right?
Yeah.
Alright. So yeah. You guys make it back to the tavern, and there's just too many NPCs to be kind of like polluting this place. So just kind of imagine most of the tables are all taken up. They see you all come in, and a lot of them recognize you as the people who kind of like told them come here for safety. So they kind of like make a table for you guys to sit at and everything. Oh, hey, you
Christopher
guys.
takes the seat, realizing he hasn't sat down in several hours.
Yeah, Shella sits on the floor with pride.
Jack is gonna start just looking for Dunham if he can.
Make a perception.
Vol, while Jack goes looking for Denham, Vol's just gonna look for the tavern keeper, who might know where Denham is.
Well, Tavern Keeper is up here somewhere.
This is the new competition. If it's not a drinking competition, it's a finding competition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I literally can't get past the door.
Why not?
I'm pulling on my token and it doesn't want to go past the door.
How about
Yeah,
now?
it's doing the same for me.
That might not be a
What?
door. That might be a wall. I think it's active that
Wait.
way.
Is it like hold on. Really? Is that what it's doing? That's interesting. There was a new mode that I saw called Explorer mode. But when I turned off the dynamic lighting, it shut everything off. Here, let me try this. There, you should be okay now.
They don't want you just constantly Kool-Aid manning.
Yeah. Try walking through that
Counter
door
roll.
again.
Alright, I'm gonna move my token back there.
Yeah, you were able to move through
Nope.
it.
Oh no.
What's
Oh
happening?
no. Oh, it worked. It
Okay,
worked.
cool.
Nope, I lied.
Try again. Use
I
your
am
arrow.
like
Use
I
your
have
arrow
to use my.
keys.
Oh wait, hold on. Watch. I literally can't get past
Really?
the door.
What? Hold on, I want to try something.
There might be a door in dynamic lighting you might need to
Yeah.
read.
Hold on. I'm gonna see if that helps. Try now. Can you go through the door?
I could go up, but I can't go sideways.
Go through the door that Arthur just went through.
I just did.
There you go.
That's weird.
That's a new thing I haven't seen him do. Is that in a patch note or something? I'll have to check that out.
I know what it is. I'll need to go look up the name of it though.
It's called Explorer mode's what I'm thinking. But at any rate, you all are packed into this tavern with several other people who are... Like, I want you to imagine this entire line is filled with dwarves and humans who are drinking the night away. And the barkeep on the other side is doing his best to feed everybody the brew that is available. Several of your bottles are empty on the bar, by the way, that you left.
So I got an 8 on the perception, so I can't tell Dunham from one person
Yeah.
to the next.
There's several dwarves up by the front, but you're not sure. Like, seriously though, like, how would you even know, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there's other things you can do probably, but yeah, just kind of like imagine that all these seats are taken. I'm trying to find a tokens that I can throw on there.
Vol's just like walking up to the barkeep and go like, "Hey,
Yar!
do you know if the old mayor's still here? I think his name is Denham, from a friend of mine that said it."
Dunham, he's right there, and he points to the guy in front of him who's taking a big old swig of ale.
Oh, cool. Thank you for saving me time. Putting another bottle of wine. I probably provided all the wine for this place.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong, your wine only lasts for so long, right?
Well, for a place where everything burned down, I think they're in a good mood.
Yeah, they're not too worried about the docks or anything of that. It'll be fine. You guys are fine. You can find a wall and walk around it properly like good people.
But basically, Vol will go over the Denham. It's like, "Hey, Will you mind joining us in our group? We might have something that might interest you to help save the town.
Hold on 1 second, lassie. Gargle, gurgle, gurgle. What did you say? Burp.
I said basically I have things to help you save the town, but also I have a ton of wine.
Oh, well, good. That's a great way to save the town. You can set the wine right here, lass. Slaps
Nope,
the table.
this table.
Oh.
They're like, nope, this table, and starts walking off in this direction.
Okay, then fine. I'll go with you. And all right, what do you got for me?
Talk to this young man first.
What? Why are there so many steps here? This doesn't seem to be benefiting the town at all. I don't like it. You know what? I'm gonna go back to the bar.
Pulls out a bottle of wine.
Yeah,
just
you
puts it
can't
right between
tease
two.
me like that. I
Puts two
drink
bottle
ale.
of wines.
You act as if wine can persuade me. Give me some ale.
It's like, give me some ale. Puts 4 bottles of wine.
You're
Final
not
call.
convincing me. No.
Yeah,
I'm going
Jack
back to the
is.
bar.
Jack
Alright.
spends the time walking around trying to find a spot to sit, just to see Dunham move. Like, all right, I'm the bar. Ugh.
Yeah.
Hey,
I mean,
Dunham.
no, great. Somebody else that knows my name that I don't know. Who are you?
Jack Van Zant, bounty hunter.
He looks at you for a moment, and he's like, "Wait a minute."
Yeah, I know. Dazworth had a bounty on my head because I pissed him off enough, apparently. But don't worry, the guy I annoyed is dead. Yeah, I guess he was one of the lead officers here. And he just pulls out Kennan's head.
Bah! There's a bunch of screams and yells as you pull out this head. Get that damn thing away! What the hell's wrong with you? We're trying to drink here.
Yeah, okay, look. And he puts the head away, and he
That's
pulls out
disgusting.
a gold bar.
That's rich.
Yes. And he just whistles like a... I can't whistle, but that wee kind of whistle. You know what I mean. And he holds up the gold bar and just yells, "Drinks are on me."
The bartender says, like, hell they are if you're paying with that.
And I'm just gonna give the bar over to the bartender.
Like, well, I only had a couple barrels of ale left anyway, so have at it, boys.
Meanwhile,
I'm just gonna
this
look
man
at Dunham.
struggles to put this gold bar in the cash register.
Yeah.
Yeah, it won't close now. What am I going to do?
So, Mr. Dunham, did I catch your attention?
You're giving a gold bar to the tavern keep for beers that could have been bought with probably less than 25 gold pieces.
Well, consider it a tab on me that you can use for however long that lasts. So you don't have to pay another copper for a while.
What is your gig, boy? Like, make it quick. I got beer to drink.
We killed a bunch of the Tazrith. The Professor Elisophagus left. This constructs are destroyed. We're trying to figure out how much money you'd need to clean up the town and get back to business, because I got 29 more gold bars.
Say you cleared out the Tazarath?
Not alone, but yeah.
And they're not going to come back and get this. And he kind of like flicks your bag where you pulled out the gold.
Well, they did leave a bunch of their weapons and armor behind.
And you think they're gonna leave that here permanently?
Well, the Tazrith, fortunately enough, and unfortunately for them, put up gates and defenses.
Tazarath that was here. Yes, the Tazarath that was here. What are you gonna do when the Tazarath that wasn't here comes to port? This isn't the only problem.
Point them out to me. Tell them which way I went. I already have a 10,000 bounty on my head. And I pull out the wanted poster. The Tazareth want me.
What the hell is wrong with you, you crazy little shit?
If
you don't
they're
understand,
coming for me,
they're
not gonna
coming
bother
for
you.
They're coming for that. You do realize that this town is under their rule and thumb. I haven't had a say in it in years.
And how long have they been here exactly?
Oh, I don't know. I think I just said years.
I'm gonna look back at Christopher
This
and
guy is
Vol. Are
dumb.
they listening?
I don't think anybody isn't listening. Like, this dwarf is loud as fuck.
Well, you need guards, right?
We
Well,
need
some
more
of the
than
go-
guards. We need mercenaries. We need people who can fight the Tazarath. We need a freaking army. You're not going to keep an entire admiral fleet from coming to attack this town with just a bunch of mercenaries and guards. That's the bare bones of what we need. What we need is a militia distributing direct power to take them out permanently. We need a navy. We need stuff that hasn't even been put together because the king doesn't even know we're in trouble over here.
I mean, that just fixes your problem right there. We could just let him know.
Oh, sure.
And then we
Yeah.
have the gold to
And
pay
then-
off all the militia that you are desperately needing.
And as you all make that trip to tell the king the good news, then we all die for it because they'll be too late to get here.
Yeah, hold on a second. He looks back to the party. Someone give me their sending stone.
All eyes are on Kronk, I guess.
Kronk will look at the group and then give Jack his sending stone.
All right.
Rocky Talkie.
All right, he's just gonna hold it up and just say, Leon, or the other one, you know who. One of you answer, or both.
Roll me a persuasion, Jack. Let's see if they are ready to be entertained by your presence.
Mm.
It is quiet for quite a bit.
He's gonna keep talking. Yeah,
To be fair, like, why would you keep this thing out in the open all the time, right?
yeah, and it's late at night, but
Mhm.
he's gonna just keep talking to see if he can try to get their attention. It's like, Tazareth has been chased out of Farson. They need help, defense. To tell a lord, the king, and Miss, if your forces can establish a place here, you can keep Farson out and do what you need to. Gain the good of the people. Oh, and I have 29 gold bars, if that'll help.
No reply.
Well, fuck you too, and I've got to give the stone back to Kronk.
Well, that was rude.
Kronk will just look at the Rocky Talkie and say, have a good night, as he puts it away.
Oh,
You
for the
hear-
record, just for keeping sake,
Uh-huh.
since apparently Shell was able to find her staff, did Shell find the rest of her equipment?
Sure. So yeah, she
I
probably
just
has
needed to
that
make sure
rocky
who had Rocky Talkies and who didn't.
By the way, you hear Mara's voice go, "Good night."
Oh. Sorry, Amara.
No, I just remembered Amara's with Leon and Pyre.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, look, I tried to get in touch with one guy who knows Smither and has connections, and also the Quintessa, who I don't like them, but they have resources. I did tell that group, particularly those two, and I point out Vol and Christopher, that we need to tell the Lord of the King, but they were adamant in that just talking to you was enough.
I mean, if he's worth any of this salt as a mayor, probably he'd figure a
Hold
way
on, I
around
need to
it.
make 20 Eldritch Blasts at Jack. Anyway.
Yeah. Well, the mayor just kind of like went back to his drink because he felt like he was being ignored at this point. Like, you went off to talking a Rocky Talkie, and he's like, you
Yeah.
know what, I'm going back to drinking. And he's a little slosh, so it's like he's not in his 100% capacity, right? Like, he's easy to agitate from what you can tell.
Then this is not gonna help. As
No.
Jack puts his hand on top of Dunham's head, I was like, listen here.
Best
Tiny.
take that hand off my head if you want to keep that hand.
Fool's just gonna stand up and walk over the Jack.
The
Jack.
more what?
The more you agitate him, the less likely he's gonna listen. Like how you get agitated, you're less likely to listen. Prove me wrong right now.
He's good at agitated, ain't
Yeah, he's getting agitated for that, and there's nothing he can do to prove her wrong. Well, I
mean-
tried to go by your route of, hey, we have money, let's give it to these guys and see if they can defend themselves, but...
And
if
then
what
you
they're
just
saying
see
is
Vol
true.
just kind of like lean her head to your face and be like, well, I wasn't expecting the mayor to be a drunk fool that seems to give up so quickly. But at least he gave us advice on how to help
Boom.
him.
There's a loud thud of a glass hitting the table as he hears that, and he turns around. Who the hell are you to say I can't take care of my city, huh? Huh? Who the hell are you to tell me that I am not
You're-
worth my grain of salt? You don't understand the politics at stake here, lass. The
I don't. And yet you're
Tazarath.
the best one that does.
And I'm trying to educate you. But if you want to keep interrupting or keep assuming everything on your own, seems to be what you're all good at. Remember what assumptions do, lad. Going to Jack. Makes an ass out of you and me. Now quit assuming. There's
I never
reasons. Not talking to
Here's
you,
the thing.
lass. I'm talking to him.
Here's the thing I'm going to tell you,
Now
though.
I'm talking to you.
I'm talking to you now.
Yes.
Mainly because I'm gonna say this right now. You know best right now about what Tazarek and stuff like that is going on. And you're worried that they're gonna come back, yes?
I'm
Do
not
you know the people that
worried.
might be
I
able to-
know. I know they're coming back.
Then we have all this gold that I could give you right now.
And
you can
what is
build
it
up the
going to
city as you can.
And who am I going to spend it on? Like, who's going to be taking this money to
Everybody else
procure
except Tazarek can
service?
defend you.
These people here aren't going to need it. And I can't go out of town to recruit people, can I? Because less than a day, lass. It won't take them long. They'll bring their whole fleet this direction. And within a week, we might be under siege. And you could bring a military here and pay them. Get to the king if you can. And if he could dispatch an army in this direction, that'd be great. Unfortunately, the resources that I can put at my disposal have been torn away from me thanks to the Tazarath.
Then by that logic, we don't need to give you a single dime. We just bring it to the king himself.
Do as you
Or
must.
better
Just
yet.
slide into everyone's DMs here as you
Go ahead,
can
go
clearly
ahead.
see that this is breaking down very quickly.
It is. No, it's just that
Uh,
basically this guy is being like kind of dumb.
Well,
like
the
Jack-
thing,
Then again,
no,
he's
no,
drunk.
no, 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 no. Here's the problem, and I think it needs to be directed. He has no way to spend that money because he knows whose it actually is, and he's afraid to do that because they've been oppressed this entire time. You just can't expect somebody. Stockholm syndrome. There you go.
So- Okay, before this gets a little too out of hand, as Christopher's just gonna like take his staff, kind of like edge Vol and Jack off to the side. Uh,
Yes, Vol, you
Just,
need to come this way and calm down. Be one with nature.
so if you would please,
I wish I could, please.
so your just so that your intentions are clear,
Mm-hmm.
so you would prefer to stay in this town and potentially recover it, correct?
No, there's been times I've been thinking about just running, but here I am. I've been staying, trying my best. Every day I dodge a bullet for these people, and because I know they ain't got nowhere else to go at this time either, that we can't leave on our own. Tazarath provided work in a way. They provided a structure that, even though was cruel and demeaning, it created a way for us to survive. But now, you brag that you got all their loot, all their money, and you act like we're going to be safe if we have it. That's blood money right there. That's stuff that they've stolen. And that's stuff they're gonna come and reclaim one way or another. And you think I want to be on their bad side?
No,
Jack-
of course not. To simply put, Christopher is just going to kind of like put up, I'm going to say, two empty hands.
Mm-hmm.
Well, simply put, if you wish to prioritize safety over the town itself, we could simply, just looking around, offer you all a doorway to another safer location, and offer this place to be taken over once the Tazarath do return. Or, as he holds up another hand, if you perhaps have a way to instantly bring us to the kingdom town proper itself, perhaps if you know the teleportation rune, we can
I
very
look-
quickly come to a conversation with the royals. I'm sure
Yeah,
they would.
You can clearly see him
He-
shaking his head. Do I look like a wizard to you?
But I'm not sure how
Yeah.
how
Okay.
communications used to work in the past, so I figured I would at
Unfortunately,
least ask.
You know, we are considered the boonies of Tynak, you understand, right? This is why they were able to get away with so much. We're like the furthest away from the king's direct attention. He's not making money off us because we can't afford to send much his way because of the distance between here and his kingdom, where his castle or his tax collectors or what have you. So we are kind of on a lenient with the kingdom per se, which made us a very desirable target for those Tazarath scum.
Well then, if that is perhaps the case, then just like looking about. Well, we are certainly no army, and you are correct. By the time that we could possibly arrive toward the kingdom and return, then more than likely Tazarath would have made their return, sieged, and maybe taken over once more. So, if you prefer, sometime tomorrow, for those who wish to leave, we could offer you a chance to leave to a much more safer location. It won't be easy, all things considered. As you said, the work here was offered by the Tazarith and couldn't really guarantee a way of life in the other place we've sent you. But you would have a life, rather than losing it to another invasion.
Not that you're not talking a good game, son. Roll me persuasion to see how this conversation keeps going. Jack is just way too proud of that wanted poster.
Yeah,
you're
I'm
letting it get
waiting.
the best of you.
Well, I'm waiting for a moment, but I'm gonna let Christopher continue.
Yeah. I think relocating somewhere temporarily would be a great idea. The thing is, yes, we don't want to be here if they make another siege, and especially if you got what they have. I don't want to be anywhere near it. None of us do. Like, that money's cursed. Isn't that right, Arthur?
Well, with my current abilities, and obviously you can mull it over for the evening, you don't necessarily need to decide now, but I can offer a doorway to an environment you're much more familiar with, such as Gillian Cove. Could offer a portal to Shandora, or I could even take you to another kingdom entirely in Dragonspine.
Sorry, the DM just smiled. They all sound like wonderful locations. I've never been to Dragonspine. What's it like out there?
Well, the people are decent enough, and They've have for whatever reason a booming cheese economy now.
I do like some cheese. Have you ever been to what is it, Cheddar Garden? What is that place called? Bunch of halflings run a dairy mill over there somewhere. The name's lost to me at the moment. But anyway, I tell you
Rich
what,
Pepper Farms.
something like that. I don't remember.
They remember a lot there.
Oh, Pepperville. My bad. That's what it was. It's the DM finally looking at his notes like, oh, that's the name of it. But yeah, ran by a bunch of halflings, had some dairy products made from there, like some cheese. Those were pretty good.
But yes, those are my current capabilities. So, I suppose, obviously, you don't have to make the decision for everyone, but the offer is on the table, as it were.
One moment. And he kind of like slams his glass twice on the table like a gavel. Hey, all of you sons of bugs. We need to have a quick town meeting, and we need to do it tomorrow morning. So once you guys sober up, meet back here. We're going to talk about locations. Keep these places in mind. Dragon Spine, Jillian Cove. Where was the other place, kid?
Dragonspine, Gillian Cove, and Shandora.
And
Those are the runes I had
Shandora.
available.
All right. This kid said he'll get us out of town if we want to do that and wait out this fiasco, and maybe we can get some help from the kingdom for once, right? Yeah, there's a stir going on as he's talking to people. All right, we'll meet you here in the morning. How's that sound? Most of us
yes,
will
very
probably
good.
still be here.
Well, you all get the rest that you long deserved, and we'll speak in the morning.
All right, back to you guys though. What else is like unless there's any further conversation with him, he kind of like turns back to his drink. He kind of lets everybody digest that.
Christopher will just lead Vol and Jack back to the party's table.
And that's how we do diplomacy?
Listen, and like Jack is gonna follow and say, "Listen, you're talking to a soldier and a bounty hunter. All right, our diplomacy works
Not
at
always,
times.
Jack.
Yeah.
I'm willing to admit that in this case, it's wrong.
All right. So listen, I was gonna put something on the table. I'll wait for the morning. If any of them stay and want to get on the Tazarus good side and be free of whatever, I'm willing to be bait or put blame on me again. I mean, there's already this. And he puts the poster down on the table. They can just say, "Hey, he decided to buy drinks with one of the gold bars to show off. He has more of the gold bars. Bragged about it. Bragged about this bounty. And is willing to pick a fight. And we can tell him in which general direction we're gonna go. Maybe, if we're lucky, they don't catch up, but they direct some of their forces on a wild goose chase towards us. And since we're gonna head to the Southern Isles anyway, we tell Minerva, hey, you wanna fuck with some pirates?
I feel
get
like
on our good side.
That was
I feel like you're laying
3
your eggs
decades
in a-
ago.
I feel like you're laying your eggs out way too elaborately to make any of this work. Because here's the problem I was going to think about. I don't think they would put that much effort to chase you, but instead they would chase for the gold. And you're worth 10,000.
It's gonna be worth more once someone tells them, hey, this guy showed up who's wanted by you and picked a fight. He killed your men. He killed an officer. That other artificer is gone. Who knows where?
Full just looks at Christopher and be like, So, what location are you hoping to drop them off at? Shandora, Dragon's Pine, or somewhere else?
Well, if we're considering this is the Tazareth and the pirates, so technically Gideon Cove might not be the ideal location, even if it's more familiar. But at the same time, all three of those cities, due to their positioning and their stature with their respective kingdoms, will be well guarded even if the Tazareth do make an invasion.
Well, then, we're not going to worry about it too much because wherever they go, we probably will go with them, right? Or at least we drop them off and then we go somewhere else.
Well, yeah, we would definitely want to make sure that they are well and settled before we made off to take on any other particular tasks.
Well, then, if you like, to make up for my harshness a little bit ago, I think maybe we should stay in this town and make sure that if Tazrak does come back, we can at least slow them down a bit before, well, till we completely get everybody out. So
Hold
maybe set it
off.
up.
Yeah, Jack is, despite his grandeur of like, hey, here's all the crap we could do, is actually gonna be like, if he's right and they send a big ass fleet, there's not much we're gonna be able to do to stop it.
I mean, yeah, but the idea is that we just set it up so that what they come up to is basically nothing. But that's just my thought process behind it. Didn't say it'd be easy.
So, but as I said, we'll first prioritize the safety of the people above everything else, and then we'll figure out the rest after that.
Agreed.
I will back this idea, but as he thinks for a second.
Arthur in Paulina form with the giant butt.
God damn it.
With the thought bubble going on, finger on the chin, just thinking.
Full still thinking about the weird sleepy face Paulina doing things to her, and it's like, why do I think that again?
Hey,
All right,
Vol, why don't you roll perception?
Sure.
That redhead's in here. We'll call it this one on the far end.
Here's what I'm gonna do though, for now. I'll make it up to these people. I'll give the rest of the wines that we have. Well, unless you want to keep a couple of them. But I don't really need them. And from what they said about how little of alcohol they have, anything counts, right? So at least it'll look better to them later.
They're gonna wake
That's-
up with a hangover and fucking hate you. What are you talking about?
That's
Like, why did we agree to this?
Oh my god. Like, seriously, why were you using wine as a leverage here?
Literally because I have a ton. It literally is worthless to me, and all these people must be dead drunk to get wasted from all the chaos occurring today.
No, they're definitely trying to forget today.
Hence why that would kind of work. And if they wake
Well-
up with a hangover, at least they're rested.
So, just because we are getting close to end, what do we want to end on before we try to get a long rest, or what is the intentions for the rest of the night?
I mean, Vol
Like-
will go talk to that redhead lady, but I'll leave the rest of the people decide what they want to do.
I think-
For whatever reason, Christopher has an image of Jack just writing a note to Tazarath about how he has taken all his wealth and put it in one piece, and you can have it if you can find it.
Yeah, alright. I don't watch that one, but I know that one. All right. Anything else, guys? What about you, Kronk? You doing all right?
I mean, other than getting food, Kronk's not up too much.
Yeah, yeah. What about Arthur? You doing all right?
Arthur, to finish out his thought.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, maybe I'm overthinking some things, but we'll see in the morning as he gets up. And he is beat up, so he is going to twist around, pop his back, and while doing that, he's going to take a cursory glance around the room, see what the general mood is, and see what everybody's up to.
13 out of 10 women walking around.
A lot
Sorry,
of
what was
handy
that?
dwarves.
A lot of dwarves, a lot of humans. But everybody's in a scared, frightened state. Like, there's more people than what's at the bar, right? Like, as you look around, there's people who are kind of like leaning against walls and just kind of like curling in. Like, this is a refugee camp at the moment. Like, they are just finding solace here. So this room is kind of like getting a little crowded. The tables are kind of bare, but people are like definitely finding spots on the floor to call a night for now because they feel like it's safer to be together than apart. Which means that maybe most of the rooms upstairs might also be taken up as well. By the way, there's an upstairs to this. Do you guys want to see it?
Sure.
Let me see if I can find it real quick.
While you're doing that. Well,
Like I'm actually a young child, where upstairs is just this magical place where it's always the best place to be, no matter where you're at.
Nice.
I still think like that, actually.
Trying to move things closer to each other because there's a lot of maps polluting my inventory here. Alright, let me edit this thing real quick.
You gotta archive
Many
things.
armed piranha sharks.
You gotta archive most of these things, my dude, if you have too many.
Yeah. Well, thing is, we have a lot of variety too to use. Oh hell!
But
This
also,
is the
if
bottom
you're also
still.
having,
What the hell?
but also if you're having issues with how fast Roll20 goes, that actually fixes it because I have over 100 maps in my game, and literally when I archive most of them, it made the game go faster.
Yeah. I'll do some of that later on. Like, I just got these maps and I haven't had a chance to get rid of the extras. There's like airship maps as well. But let me see if I can reveal this here to you guys. Yeah, they got a new thing called movement. Isn't that nice of them? Alright, how's that? So coming up the stairs, you can see several rooms that are being occupied. Wow, this place is loaded. Are you able to see?
yeah, I'm able to see.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah. This was the freebie that they gave us. They gave us like a bunch of tavern versions in the snow or at night. I guess this is a night lit up here. So, yeah. I think you guys might be able to find a room for yourself just the sake of brevity, right? So unless there's anything else you guys want to get done downstairs, we will try to go into a long rest. We will come back next week. Like, if you still want to talk to the redhead before you go to sleep and actually find out content there, we can pick up on that conversation when we come back if you want.
Yeah, sure. Like, if it helps you out intentions-wise, the other reason why I'm
Mhm.
giving wine, too, is because it's not to just make them all like us a bit more. It's also just because it's like, some people that saw alcohol as like a drink of way to relax. So that's also why you hand it. That
No
and
problem.
also we don't need all the bottles.
Well, I'm just saying, like, this tavern still has alcohol. It's not like it's running out, and it's got a bar to go through now.
Well, I mean,
But
like
yeah.
when you said they were not running out, it's like, well, you said they had 2 casks left. It's like I'll
Yeah.
throw in,
I
I'll
mean,
throw in the
when
bottles of wine because that's low.
I'm talking about the bigger cast, not the small ones. But at any rate, that's fine. Yeah, we will come back and visit that next week then, if you guys are good with that.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yep.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
No, we can't do that. I'm just kidding. So with that, my friends, we're going to go ahead and call that a night. I want to thank you all for coming in. The lovely September is going great. We are up to our third ranking of items, and that means I will also have to do that for Friday's game and Sunday's game as well. So on those days, we'll get our added items, and it'll be distributed accordingly. Join us Wednesday for the Lost Mines of Fandelver. Will we find it this week? I know it's my running gag. It's the only one I got, but we haven't found it yet. But we'll see. We might find it. Or we might find ourselves all making new arcane casters because I just summoned the other dragon to come back to life. And it's probably going to come back as a Draco Lich and we're all going to die. Anyway, that's fine. We'll be fine on Wednesday, 7 p.m. Central Time. Join us. Lexi Darkmoon DMs that for us, and I am a player there. So we'd love to have you come check out the other side of my skills, see how I am as a player. Join us on Fridays at 6 p.m. Central Time, where we have the open roleplay that we use every week to kind of like invite people into our community. Exclamation mark help if you're like joining us for the first time and you want to get details on how to join. We have the Roll20 app that you can join. We have the Discord that we would love for you to be in. That way you can talk to us, join our Discord, and be a part of our community. And that starts at 6 p.m. on Fridays. Join us Sunday, where if you want to subscribe to our tip page, not Twitch, but the tip page, there's a panel down below where Shella shows you the sub-only RP, and all you got to do is leave a $5 monthly tip, and as you do that, that is the minimum you need in order to donate, in order to get into the sub-only campaign. And yeah, you'll get a new role, you'll get more chat channels, and October 3rd, I think, was the day, the first day that we're back in October. That'll be the deadline for Twitch subs. So we'll be transferred over on October 3rd to the new system fully. So we're letting everybody's Twitch sub run out. I mean, still keep subscribing to the channel because your support in both directions definitely helps. With September being so a little bit less on the funds on that, much appreciated, especially if you still want to drop your Amazon Prime, by all means. Monday, this game, 7 p.m. every Monday. You can come back, check out these guys. We'd love to have you. That's the end of my announcements for now. Say goodnight to Twitch and Facebook, my friends.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Sleep well.
All right, and with that, my friends, do you hear the calling? The chaotic calling. Stay tuned. We're going to find somebody to raid.